We on?
It's the same way you. Yeah, it's the same way you started the one last
Episode
week.
10. Celebrating with some G&Ts. Heckin' cool dads.
You came through.
I came through with the G&Ts.
Because I hit you up on the way here and said, bring extra beer. We have a guest, and our guest is Nick Reed. Say hi, Nick.
Hello, Nick. Hi, Nick. I messed it up already.
No, you're fine. We don't edit this podcast at all, which is perfect.
No, I just messed up the joke already. I have plenty of these, though.
Colin always talks in third person. He'll be like, I was on my way to Jeff's house, and I'm sitting here like listening to a story about me.
Myself.
Yeah, you being on your way to my house. So let's get into it with the weekly recap, Colin. I saw you were out there doing man work.
Man, I am fucking beat.
But you didn't try to get out of it today, so. You didn't try to get out of the podcast today, so you're all right.
Is that a memo of mine?
No.
No.
Just usually when gin and tonics are involved.
Yeah.
So you brought him with to drink this time.
But no, I'm building a half fence along my walkway going up to my front door. And buried posts yesterday. Also power washed my...
Bury the post. New wood core band?
Yeah. Wood core.
Yeah. And buried the post yesterday and power washed my driveway and garage doors and brick on the house and shit. And so I was like beat yesterday. And then built a bunch of the slats for the fence today. Quit because it was going to require going to Lowe's again.
Dude,
and I was like, I'm done
good
for the
project.
day.
Did we talk about this once? About how like every project requires me to go to the store like 10 times.
Yeah.
So I am the worst at planning projects, so I got to go all the time.
And I felt really good planning wise. And then I misjudged. I had the linear feet that I needed, but I was banking on the scraps from one being able to fit another, and they were 6 inches too short.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see. We're 2 minutes and 12 seconds in, and you have hit the cord already.
Shut up.
No, it's just fucking perfect.
It was tight. I don't know what happened.
But I got it.
It got fucked. Oh, that's the wrong cord. There you go.
There we go.
Cool. Anything else interesting?
No, it's been a good weekend, man.
Like just relaxing and doing housework?
The weather's been beautiful. Had a fire on Friday night. Neighbors across the street moved and left a hammock frame on the street. My hammock fits.
Oh, you had a hammock but no frame?
Well, it's like a camping hammock that you hang from trees.
Oh, got it.
So now I've got a metal frame I took a nap in it yesterday. It was awesome.
Very nice. Nick, what about you? What did you get into? And by the way, if you can't tell, this is definitely not an interview podcast. We just bring people on that we like.
We're bullshitting, man.
Yeah, and we're just, you're the third person.
You're gonna hear this. You're gonna hear this all.
Dude, I didn't want to call that out. I took that drink and then I set mine way far over here because when I'm holding it, I'm just swishing it around too much. What'd you get into this week, Nick?
I went on a baby moon.
Uh-oh.
Which is a thing that I learned about now that my wife is pregnant. So we went, just did a week-long vacation in Hilton Head, which was... Nice. I've never been there.
I haven't either.
And that is the world's whitest place that I think I've ever been. Like, you go to Myrtle Beach, and that's like a different type of, like, whitest place you've ever been. This is, like, rich, old white people.
Yeah.
But they're, like... It's not like Florida where they're rich, old, but they're also, like... rednecks and
because Florida is the southernmost tip of Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. But Hilton Head literally was made for Ohio. What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything, but we're getting some alien interference.
My phone's over there.
Usually it's his phone.
I'll throw mine on the other side.
There you go.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
You mean like it's like rich, fancy folk?
Yes, yeah.
It's their cottages.
But it's that, but with the Myrtle Beach crowd as well. Like, it is the weirdest thing. But they're like 25% of it, then 75% are people that can't drive. But, like, are driving Jaguars and stuff like that.
See, this shows you, not only have I not been there, I don't actually know where the fuck Hilton Head is. Is it in Ohio still?
Hilton Head?
Yeah.
No, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay, because you see shit tons of, like, HH stickers. They're all over. I just assumed...
OBX.
Salt Life.
What the fuck is that?
That's Outer Banks.
Is that the same thing?
That's North Carolina's Hilton Head.
See,
yeah.
I thought all that shit was just in Ohio. I just assumed.
No. You got Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, Outer Banks. It's all along the Carolina coast.
I heard one of you say Salt Life.
Salt Life, baby.
Every time I see that sticker, I think it says Slut Life.
That'd be a more interesting sticker.
I saw a double suburban white guy had a Salt Life sticker with the palm tree, with the crescent moon.
Yeah, the South Carolina logo.
Inside of the silhouette was like a Blue Lives Matter flag.
Oh God! One of my neighbors,
it's like double suburban white guy.
One of my neighbors recently put the blue lights in their house lights, like the Blue Lives Matter, and like I totally support that, but I expected to see more of that already, and I haven't. So it caught me off guard when I saw it the other day. I was like, "Oh wow, we have some of that here."
Well, if you're in Westerville, that's a whole different reason, though.
Yeah, Westerville actually had some shit go down.
Yeah,
I felt really bad for those families.
Yeah, but I was down in Hilton Head for a week, and then with my pregnant wife, and trying not to drink too much and make her upset even more than she already is about not also being able to drink with me. But it was cool. I did nothing. I golfed once, which was cool.
Super white.
And then we went to the beach once, but neither of us are beach people.
Yeah.
And hung out by the pool once, and the rest of the time I was just like laying it. So my friend, this like mentor of mine, he lives there now, and he was out of town. Him and his wife are out of town, so they just gave us the house for free.
Oh wow.
So we had this whole just single home to ourselves that like backed up to a golf course, like ritzy ass shit.
Also super white.
Yeah, and it was like I did not like Sarah. Like when we're here in Columbus, I'm the one that always wants to do something, and Sarah's like, especially now that she's pregnant, lethargic, doesn't really want to do shit. And there, I'm like, I'm trying to do nothing, and Sarah's like going stir crazy the entire time, and I'm like, she's like, we should go to a park or something. I'm like, I just want to sit here.
That's the type of shit I want to do. When I go out, I want to go to parks. I want to see all the weird shit. I also want to go see the oddities. By the way, Collin went all the way to Michigan.
Oh my God.
And didn't go to the Moist Towelette Museum. I don't understand his purpose.
You say it as if it was on my way.
You also say that that's like a common known thing that people know what that is. No. I've never heard that that's a thing.
You know, I hadn't either. But when he told me he went all the way to Michigan for a 2-hour meeting, so he drove.
You act like Michigan's the world's farthest place.
No, but he drove 4 hours for a 2-hour meeting.
45 minutes for a 2-hour.
And then he turned around and drove back. Yeah. And like, so me being me, I was like, wow, I wonder if he was close to anything. So it's not like I knew that existed either. I Googled like exhibits and attractions near this, and the fucking Moist Towelette Museum came up. And so I gave him shit about it.
Where's that at?
Lansing?
East Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah. It's at the university, right?
Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of weird shit they do.
Yeah.
So I heard you mention something about Westerville. You're originally from Westerville, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Grunge.
Yeah.
There it is.
There's Isaac just went in. I don't know. Yeah, I was born in Westerville. Went to Westerville City Schools for, everything, daycare to graduation from high school.
Are you living there now?
No, I live 2 miles away from here in Clintonville.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Super convenient.
I was pissed. My bike's broken.
What's your address? I'm just kidding.
And phone number and social security number.
That shit doesn't mean shit anymore. You find that shit online.
That's true. I don't care. They can take whatever. I have nothing to give.
Wow.
Money-wise.
I know, but it felt really sad when you said that. Like, I got super
the way
sad.
I said it was bad, yeah.
That made me think really quick about, like, the different pay apps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Dude, I have
like Venmo and Cash App and all
So when I started that beer money thing a couple weeks ago, somebody wanted to pay me in Venmo, and I never downloaded Venmo before. Doesn't
your wife have Venmo? I'm pretty sure that's how we used to give her money for babysitting. But I
only ever use Square Cash.
Oh, you know what? Square Cash. That's
just because I like it. How it's just a really simple thing.
It's great.
And but I had never used Venmo before, and I didn't know that it's like a social network.
Oh yeah, you can like shit,
dude. Why do I give a shit? Well, like I saw like somebody. Okay, here's somebody who's in my contacts list that I haven't talked to in 5 years, paying somebody else I haven't talked to in 10 years for babysitting. I don't give a fuck.
I feel like you can turn that off, and I actually just discovered that the other day too. I got Venmo because some of my work colleagues will use it when we like get food for everybody. They'll like, hey,
work
can I
colleagues.
Yeah, it's the same shit, huh? It's like when it drives me when people say ATM machine, so it's like an automated teller machine. Same shit. Sorry I did that. I apologize to the listeners. No, but they want to like pay each other on Venmo, even though there's so many other apps out there. I don't know. I don't like it either, but I got it specifically, and when somebody paid me, it also made me friends with them, or they
dude,
requested to
it's
be my
so
friend.
weird.
It was super weird.
Dude,
And I was like, I got questions. Like I was flipping through it, and I was like, I got questions. Like one of my friends like paid somebody for an Incubus ticket, and I'm like, what?
Well,
First of all, it's crazy that Incubus tickets still cost money. I mean, it is almost 2020.
That's fair. But the best part about Venmo is you can go on like a Universal tab and you can just see random people paying random people for random things.
That's so weird.
It's
Why do I care?
And it's like usually drugs because it's usually just like a leaf next to it. It's just like, I bought weed off you. It's like, that's obvious.
I've used other apps like that,
Parents.
and I always put the worst things in. Like, I have to pay, in this room here, we have one person that pays the rent, and we all give them money various ways. I think I use like Chase Quick Pay or something, and I always put like the grossest shits in there. Like, I'm just like, handies in the bathroom and shit like that. So if people could scroll through and see the history, it would literally be like hand jobs, blow jobs, like, and other jobs.
No, dude, my old roommate, he used to like send me money. Like I started doing that to him. Like it was just random stuff. I don't even remember what it was for, but I still do it today. But he would send it through Chase like Quick Pay, and they like legitimately reached out and contacted him and said like, you can't like post that you're paying for like illegal shit.
Really?
Like, okay, he could have been lying to me. Like maybe he was like freaked out by it and just like didn't want to do it anymore, which is totally fine. But the way he told me why he stopped was because that Chase reached out to him and said that
That's funny.
you can't write down that you're like giving him money for cocaine or random shit like that.
Well, I have used it several times and never experienced that. But I know at one point I used to use emojis in there, and at one point it just stopped allowing me to put emojis in, and then all of a sudden they came back. I feel like they got complaints like, this is fucking stupid. My reason can't be emojis, and so it just,
I'm not paying anybody anymore.
I'm not using your piece of shit service.
Now I will say this: a final thing about Venmo as a user interface designer.
Oh god.
Oh my god, is that thing a fucking pile of horse shit?
It is.
Yeah, for sure. All those
Jesus
pay apps,
Christ.
dude, though.
Square Cash
apps,
is just like,
yeah.
I type a number and I either send it or I ask for it, and that's it.
The thing I hate about Cash, you can't do cents.
Well, that's true.
Which, if I'm trying to like make something happen on different things or like sell something, and I want that 50 cents, like I want that specific thing, you
That's
can't do
fair.
it. You have to do $1 over, $1 under.
That's a fair
Yeah.
criticism.
The thing I like about it, and this is just because I'm stupid, everybody that's paid me on Venmo, I had no fucking idea. I had to connect it to my account, right? I had no idea. It just didn't auto transfer the money. So I have a savings account
yeah.
I didn't know about.
Yeah, you do.
I logged in one day to make a payment back to a coworker and was like,
Oh, shit,
why
cool.
do I have money in this?
Dude, it like when I open up Square Cash and I see there's like $7 in there, like something like my buddy paid me for Chipotle or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like the equivalent of like doing
Finding-
laundry and finding a
finding money
$20
in
bill.
it.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
It's like, oh shit,
fantastic.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I don't have a lot of, like, I'm gonna do my catch up. My catch up was I sat
yeah,
at home
sorry.
and fucking no, I'm fine.
No, we don't care. Though.
Fuck, man. So I said on a couple podcasts ago that, wait a minute, are people coming in? Do we have music? There it is.
Yeah, we do.
I said 38 minutes in, but it's only 13 minutes in. I knew that today was gonna be the day we were gonna get more background music.
It's all
We should jam.
We got this covered.
Yeah, yeah.
We do,
We
yeah.
can be loud enough.
So we got a patio installed. We were waiting on our furniture so we could enjoy the patio. It showed up. At least I thought it showed up. It came home. There was some of it. I started putting it together and was like, wow, we don't have all of it. And I'm asking my wife, like, hey, does the rest of this shit come in a different box? Because I think it does. It should. Next day we got our chairs. It's like every day we got a different piece of patio furniture. And now it's all there and it's fucking awesome. And now I'm here doing a podcast with you guys instead of enjoying it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Why
that
aren't we
makes
doing
sense.
it there?
We
should do it
we
outside.
should.
Just like
I think
get
I have it
windscreens.
set up. Well, I do. I actually have windscreens for these mics.
Oh shit!
I
So, come on.
thought about this a little bit.
It's a perfect day, and
It
we're in
is.
here
We're only good. This is
listening
hour
to
and
the
20
sick
minutes and we're
band
out.
That's gonna just shred.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. You got this sweet ass patio. We should do a like
Patio cast?
patio cast, but like just like have a cookout and have our families around.
And just keep, wow.
And they're like coming up and fucking with us.
Okay. Maybe that's the type of thing we need to do. Like
We can have headphones sitting there. They can sit down and talk with us for a minute if they want to.
we need to do that as a friends cookout too. Like think about our fucking friends.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett playing in the background. You
I've got,
know,
it's up here.
it's a
I got
good
the ideas.
cookout.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffet.
The one
No.
problem is that you got to get all our friends to drive out to the sticks.
Motherfucker. This guy keeps calling my house the Sticks. It's
Hey, they took down that barn.
They did.
Oh,
Didn't I
so
tell
it's
you
less
that?
sticks. It's less sticks now that there's no
No,
barn.
there's still Sticks. There's just not a barn. We had this really cool barn, but
I
they're
wanted
putting
to take band photos in there.
No, you just go to an abandoned building.
that it was an abandoned farm.
Oh,
which,
shit,
by the way,
fuck.
when they started tearing it down, there was a fucking boat in there. They pulled a whole boat out on a trailer and everything. It was just a boat. I was looking over like,
Weird.
Okay. And you know what? Some of the neighborhood kids, I think, told me that there was random shit in there. And you know how, like, urban legends, like, there's a boat in there and it belonged to a guy that only had one testicle. You know what I mean? Like, urban.
And truthfully, it's just where the neighborhood kids went to smoke weed.
Yeah, and he
Dude,
had one testicle.
First of all, none of the kids in my neighborhood smoke weed.
You live in the suburbs, man. That's like a rich suburban kid thing.
I don't think that we have.
Isn't it?
True. No, yeah, it is.
I don't think we have any kids that. Well, I don't even. What's the
go to-
age of
they go
smoking
to-
weed?
They also go to pills first because they just go in their parents' cabinets and.
That's true. If I catch my kid fucking crushing up Advil or some weird shit, yeah,
boy.
I'm literally gonna send him to boarding school.
If I catch Rowan selling his fucking ADHD meds,
What is it, like Ritalin or something?
no, it's
some
Some other shit.
Concerta because it's
Okay.
all I don't know.
Concerta sounds too on the nose for. Just
Well, no, it's
concentrate. but like,
Actually,
yes.
but no, it sounds it's worse when you read like the actual medicine. It's called methylphenidate, and it's like,
Oh.
oh, great, it's
My kid's
it
on
is-
meth.
It's not. It is a methamphetamine.
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
So
So, let's dive into a little bit like of how I know you, Nick.
Sure.
Honestly, I don't really know how
I met
know
this
you.
guy full disclosure like 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
5 minutes before we started this recording,
Yeah,
30 seconds before I put a gin and tonic in his hand.
dude.
which is the best way to become my friend.
So let's just touch on that for a half a second before we go to this Nick thing. He showed up with a fucking cutting board, a full ass lime, a sharp knife.
You can see it on the
Yeah,
video.
you can probably see it on the video. A bottle of gin. And then a whole bag of ice, a whole ass bag of ice. I have no idea how many fucking gin and tonics you think we're drinking, but that was a big fucking bag
There's
of ice.
plenty of
Hey,
gin
my
still in
ice maker
there.
on my fridge doesn't work anymore, so anything that's left is going
You
right
taking
into
it
my
back?
freezer.
Well, a good thing this band is full of alcoholics, and so we have a mini fridge where we can keep our drink.
Perfect.
But as far as like where I met you,
Wow, you just kind of steered right back in.
dude, I'm
and
getting
a segue.
I'm getting good at this, right? I don't actually know how I know you, except for you used to work in my work's like store, like
Yes.
on-premise store.
But we like half knew each other before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a time like we met
No,
until
right,
one
right,
day
right.
we just started talking at the store and you knew who the fuck I was and I was like, wait a minute, who are you? And you started telling me, and I'm like, oh, I do know you.
Yeah.
It was super weird.
It's also because my nickname is Little Nick, and it's because I was small, but I was like abnormally small.
Damn.
Yeah, it was deep.
Deep.
People were very.
What do you mean by abnormally small?
When I went to high school, I was 14. I was 4'10", 90 pounds. 14 years old.
4'10"?
4'10", 90 pounds.
You
And
know that's legally a little person. I think 4'11's the cutoff.
Oh, I thought it was like 4'8".
Dude, my fucking black lab weighs 100,
Dude, I know, dude.
107 pounds.
I was. You're gonna Google it. I was tiny, dude, and like, so I mean, it was better than my middle school nickname was worse, but it was the derogatory term for, a little person. No, fucking like, what is it? What's a legal?
4'10".
Damn, fuck.
you.
I was right there. I was right there.
Had you never grown, you'd be a little person.
Yeah, but no, yeah. So, but like, in going into junior year, I grew a foot, and like,
Like you only had a left foot and you grew a right foot.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Watch out.
Nothing else makes
dad
sense.
jokes on premises.
I'm learning. I'm getting my first kid, so I gotta learn. I gotta absorb your guys' dad jokes into my life.
They're built in.
Yeah.
I've seen your social media.
By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but my son graduated 5th grade.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned that part. And he goes, but going to their graduation.
Which is a thing now. Also, I saw all over social
Yeah,
media that
it's-
that's a thing. That was never. a
I mean,
thing.
it's like cool. It's like for them in the school,
Yeah.
like they're the hot shots, they get to like leave a day early that day and stuff like that.
yeah.
I don't know why. It sounded like you said leave a dick. I know you said
That's what
day.
you wanted to hear.
I heard dick, and I was like, he just said dick. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, but being in a gym with a bunch of 5th graders, it's so weird. There's no middle ground at that age. They've either hit the growth spurt or they haven't. So
Yeah.
there's a 1 to 1.5 foot height disparity between like my son and his best friend.
Yeah.
And it's like that across the board. It's like either like the girls are puberty and developed or they're not, they're little kids. And either the guys are like 10 feet tall or they're like 3 feet tall. It's so weird.
So I'm guessing your son has not hit that. If you say he's a foot and a half difference.
No, my boy is like, my 9-year-old's almost as tall as him.
Oh shit.
So anyway, I totally interrupted your story.
No, so
they share clothes. It's crazy.
But I probably met you when I was like 15 or 16, right before I like sprouted up, because there's like pictures from old shows, shows that you guys played, and I more made friends with like Kent and stuff from back in the day, but yeah, I mean, I hung out in my emo kid world while you guys were in your like metalcore world.
I went through all those worlds.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we like hung out, and then like, I mean, your nickname being Jeff Money, you're not gonna forget somebody that sounds that douchey.
Ooh,
so.
Damn.
Come on.
It is. I've told that story several times.
I've heard it. I don't need to hear it again.
No, you're fine. I'm not gonna tell it. The reason I asked when we become friends, you think it was probably before 2015, right?
When we became actual friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 22.
So what
2012.
Year? Okay, I asked because I did a quick deep dive.
Doing quick math, so you're not 30 yet.
29.
I did a quick deep dive on your Instagram.
Oh, no.
And I found a post where Vanna and My Ticket Home were playing a show, and we were playing too. And you said, "Come see my friends, Vanna and My Ticket Home," and fucking just left me completely off. That was in 2015, so I was like, I'm pretty sure we were friends then.
What's your band's name again?
Well, you motherfucker.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've heard the name Vanna. Couldn't tell you what they sound like. Never heard the name My Ticket Home.
So My Ticket Home's a Columbus band, right? Yeah, they were young kids that had like a disgusting amount of promise. I remember like their guitar riffs. Every one of them, I was like, kind of wish I wrote that. Kind of wish I wrote that. Kind of wish I wrote that. They were such good.
Really good band. I mean, honestly, I'm still friends with them. I used to I kind of worked with them a little bit for like I don't even know if it was like a whole year, but dude, they like figured it out. They're just doing their music when they do it. They're still signed, and they just tour when they want to or play shows when they want to.
My Ticket Home is still a band.
Still a band.
Holy shit!
They like killed the whole like scene metalcore style. Like they just nailed it. Sounded really good, and then they put out this like really good. Kind of added more hardcore into it, but also more like 90s grunge and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And it sounded really sick. It was like right before that whole 90s thing really kicked in.
Yeah.
That's like super prevalent now. And it was that record. I'm horrible with names of songs and albums, but that's like one of my favorite things. Like I usually hate my friends' bands, like Push Ahead. Yeah.
He's got jokes.
Yeah, you're on fire today.
Got jokes.
But no, like,
and that's the end of the show. Thanks, everybody. No,
it's just hard for me to like. I like with music and art. I like the disconnect of knowing the person that's
keep
doing
talking.
it.
I'm gonna make a drink.
You can refresh mine.
I've been asking questions and actually podcasting, so
I've just been laughing.
We're being mean today. I like it.
Yep.
No, so fuck. What was I saying?
My Ticket Home.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So I I need that disconnect, but they actually they make fucking rad ass music, and now I still see those guys every once in a while, and like they're just living life like the way they want to, and doing all that shit. Awesome. Yeah.
And so, Collin, you know the band Of Mice or Men?
Of Mice and Men.
Oh, and Men. Whatever.
It's a book.
I don't read.
It's a really good book.
I don't fucking read books.
We've gone over this a few times.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
I don't read books.
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
So the very first, say it again, Of Mice or Men?
Of Mice and Men.
Okay, Of Mice and Men. The very first.
Best laid plans of Mice and Men. It's go on.
They did the music for it, like his like demo song, basically.
Oh yeah, they had. It wasn't just them. It was like Cam also, who's the guitarist of Beartooth.
Oh, Bradbury.
Yeah, so he did some of the music too. I forget who was involved with it.
Pretty stiff, man.
I'm fine with that. Again, I live
only got 2
miles away.
Yeah, 2 miles to go.
I'll walk home.
I'm trying to think. So you have a band now. We'll get to that in just a second because I want to see how you got there. I don't know how many bands you've actually been in, but I do know that you were in Beartooth.
Yes.
And I'm not going to use that as some weird clickbaity thing, like
you can't. I don't
former
give a shit.
bassist of Beartooth. Like, no. in general, there have been so many fucking bands to come out of Columbus, and even more so, like a lot of people that come, Ohio, but also a lot just out of Westerville.
Dude, yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So let's go into that a little bit. So how did you get in Beartooth to begin with? Like, how did that whole thing transpire? Because you were the original bassist, right?
Yeah. So I don't want to back up too far, but like, I mean, we met because I was very involved with the Columbus music scene. In my age range, you're what, 40?
Jesus Christ. God
damn!
I know. You are fucking it up left and right today. I really like you, Nick. We might have to bring you back.
He just keeps sliding in with them, though.
Yeah.
He's not even like making a big deal out of it.
I'm 30-fucking-6, but it's fine.
But still, there was obviously somewhat of an age gap between like your friends and my friends. So like we didn't do a lot of shows together, like your group. So like, you know, I was just very involved with that crew of things. And then there's this metal band out of Westerville called Crimson Armada, who were like some of my best friends.
Sure.
I remember that band.
Yeah, they're great. Like if you like Black Dahlia Murder, perfect band. Like that. So I graduated high school, went to college for a year. Halfway through college, I was like, I don't want to fucking do this. This is
1 year is not halfway through college.
No. Halfway through that year. Sorry, halfway through that 1 year that I was in there. I was
see what happens when you don't go to college or graduate? You say things like that.
Yeah, don't read books.
I actually, that made me keep going, but I have a similar story to that.
So I was just like, I don't want to fucking do this. I changed my major twice in that 1 year, and I just dropped out. And they were going on a tour. I forget. Oh, it was with the Chariot, which was sick. And we went down south and did like a 2-week run with them. And I just I just worked in music for a while. And so I bounced around. Like, that's why I worked with My Ticket Home and stuff like that.
You did like merch and stuff like that.
I did merch and like tour managing. And like, since, I mean, early stages of bands, you have one crew guy, if any at all. So I was doing everything they couldn't do. So, you know, tour managing, merch, teching, which I know I didn't play in bands when I was younger. Like I was in no bands growing up. I was just helping out.
So naturally you chose bass as your first instrument because it requires the least amount of.
Well, I'll get to that. So, then I like helped out with My Ticket Home and stuff like that all the time. You know, being friends with Attack, which is like the reason why so many bands came out of Columbus and Westerville is because they got signed and. You know, Rise Records especially started paying attention to Columbus and
very early YouTube meme too.
Oh yeah, very.
I mean,
like the crabcore and all that.
Yeah, but I mean, like that GIF, that video.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's like early years of YouTube.
They were on Fox News.
Yeah, early years of YouTube meme.
Yeah, Fox News was making fun of it.
I remember that. Yeah.
I worked with them for I don't know how long, but a couple years maybe. And so when Attack started like crumbling, I was down in Nashville. I was dating a girl down there for a little bit, and I was down visiting her after we did this shitty fucking tour. The tour wasn't shitty. Our experiences as the band and crew, it was just turmoil the whole time. And I get a call from Caleb, who was a vocalist at Attack. He's like, "Hey, me and Brandon, who was our drum tech, are starting a project, and we wanted it to just be like kind of more chaotic rock and roll, just making noise." And it was literally called Noise at first. And do you know how to play bass? And I said, no. And he said, do you think you could learn and like go crazy on stage? And I'm like, I can definitely do the latter part of that.
Yeah, I remember you like flipping all over the ground and shit.
Yeah, I would just try to hurt myself as much as possible because that looked cool. I wasn't actually playing anything on the bass. It was just muddled.
You also used to fucking. I feel like didn't you used to play through like a Mesa dual rectifier?
So the original
bass?
thing.
Okay, bass.
So
and a 412 cab. I'm pretty sure.
So it was my Franken rig. So what happened was the drum tech of Attack was our drummer. The guitar tech of Attack was our guitarist, and then Caleb was a vocalist, and I played bass. And since we didn't have a second like rhythm guitar or anything, we just XY split my bass line to a 15-inch and 412 like an Ampeg like stack, and then we put those like horizontal on the ground, and then on top of it put a Mesa cab and a triple rack, And then we had like this housing that split it all with the tuner. And it sounded like a motorcycle. It was so sick. Like it would have been so much cooler if I actually knew how to play the bass well. But it was just like the whole time, like
that was not a bad impression.
Yeah,
I thought that Van Halen song was starting. Not for teacher.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
It's funny that you say motorcycle because that reminds me of, you remember how there was just like mosh moves like all through the years and like and various things, and one of them was like people would act like they're riding the motorcycle,
and then all the vocalists would do it, and it was just like, you look,
because it was always like diggiting. It was always with triplets.
It's crazy. I was thinking, and another one was like the run in place thing.
Oh god, dude, yes.
Yeah, so when we talked about Attack Attack earlier, that reminds me, I don't remember seeing bands like really do that. Like I feel like them and like Miss May I had some moves. They had that weird like hunched over stompy jump thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of all evolved out of the same imitation of itself. Like all those bands that came up together. Like like Attack Attack did the crabcore thing, which that bred a whole animal out of itself. But everybody just was like feeding off each other, making it a little bit different, but doing basically the same shit. Yeah. I mean, in hardcore and stuff like that, it was the same thing. Like. It was there's just like there's a culture and genre around it, even just like the movements that you do.
Yeah,
dude, I remember back in the day we used to always rip each other off.
Yeah.
I remember Sip played with From a Second Story Window a lot, and we were good friends with those guys.
Rest in peace.
And
was the vocalist's name Sean
Vandergrift?
Yeah. Okay. We Cat Trash played with him too.
Huh?
In Dayton, we played with him in Dayton.
That homeboy dropped off the face of the
you fucking did.
earth. Holy shit!
That was a band.
Wherever that dude is, I like that dude, but that dude had a big nose.
Fuck.
That motherfucker's,
he's like OG Sierra best friend too.
That's awesome, but his nose started in the middle of his forehead. It was like from here to here.
He was in King's Blood.
I know.
He did vocals on our Full Length.
He's an amazing vocalist.
Yeah, he could do anything.
Anything.
We would fuck around and like joke, like make up crowbar riffs, and he would just sing non-gibberish in Kirk Winstein's voice.
I don't want to super derail you, so. Do you even know what the fuck you were saying?
Yeah. We played with From a Second Story Window, and Joey Vomit, their bass player, used to always during like blast parts, he would always pretend like his bass was a machine gun, and I ripped that shit off.
Yeah, because that's sick.
Because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so sweet.
Oh, another one was when you used to write messages on the back of your guitar with tape, and then you'd hold them up, and it'd say like mosh or something,
or like eat dicks.
Yeah.
The back of my baritone, I put like big letter stickers on it.
Yeah.
And says destroy.
You still have that?
I put it on there like 2 years ago.
It's still, we're still there.
Yeah. No, that's what's great about this podcast is like, first of all, did you have a new metal phase?
No, I mean, when I was like in middle school.
That's probably around the same time, but we grew up.
Well, a good story is my 5th grade talent show. These two goth kids sang Crawling by Linkin Park. At the talent show, and I was like, this is fucking tight. I'm like super into this, and that was my introduction to Linkin Park.
So, dude, I'm fucking floored right now. So one of the greatest parts about this podcast is that, and I told you this right before we started, is that Collin and I have known, quote unquote, air quotes, known each other for a long fucking time, but it wasn't until this podcast that we're like getting to know each other. And like realistically, Collin, in the past, like, excluding anything that revolved around me picking my kid up when your wife used to watch my kid, have we ever texted?
No.
I don't think that we've sent one fucking text to each other or even a call or anything. Like we just see each other out and it was like a head nod or a hey.
Yeah.
And like you're like one of my top fucking text contacts now. We're like sending shit back like all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's weird. 10 weeks into this, like we're like dudes.
There you go.
No, your story about quitting college and all that stuff made me think. Stop me if I've said this on the podcast before. The conversation my dad had with me, Jeff.
What about your dad?
The only one of the only times he gave me like a dad conversation. We haven't had this conversation, have we?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the way, like I moved down here to Ohio in 2001. And I came down here when I graduated high school to go to OSU. The way the design program at OSU works is that there's like a lot of people, like 400 at first, and then you take an entrance exam halfway through, and then they accept 16 into each program.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
And turns out that there's also a lot of politics involved in that.
Of course.
My dad's actually like a really well-known designer, but I told him like not.
Weird flex, but okay.
I have way weirder design flexes for my dad. That dude, you know, the scrolling TV guide?
Yeah.
Your dad designed
My dad designed the first one.
Shut the fuck up.
My dad designed
sick.
the first one.
That's sick.
That's the tightest. That's the
Anyway.
tightest flex. Go on.
Anyway, I got better ones too. You know the tabbed interface?
Dude, you mean like in Chrome or like browsers?
Yeah.
Shut the.
Until-
Don't even tell me your dad invented tabs.
Until he told me until he's proven wrong, he believes he designed the first interface, and it was about 1990 with tabs.
What? I mean,
It was a CD-ROM. It was a CD-ROM that was for people. It was called College View, and it was to help kids decide what college they wanted to go to. And it had like it was like the style was like skeuomorphic folders
Oh, that's
and with
sick.
tabs. That
Wow.
was the navigation. And my dad said until he's proven wrong, he believes that he invented it.
Very nice.
I love that shit.
All right, tell your story.
Anyway, so my dad is, you know, one of my closest friends. He's my coworker. He's, you know, a big force in my life, but he's never been like a dad, like the traditional dad. You know what I mean?
Like show you how to throw a baseball.
or show me
give
how
you
to
the sex talk.
or show me how to build a fence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff like
go.
that. And he and I, like, we're both designers. We're both musicians. We're, you know, and so like we've always bonded like as best friends. And there's only a handful of times.
Yeah,
There's only a
you
hand-
have one of those like every episode where you have to stop yourself and make fun of your own self
Where I
because
get a
you said
little,
a fucking
a little Michigan.
a little weird
I was about
word.
to say that's Northern Ohio or Michigan.
Anyway, there's only a handful of times where he's given me like a dad talk, like where he was being forceful with his
Being father.
direction.
Yeah.
And I had just not gotten into the program. Okay, so you can take the test again the next year, but I had decided I was going to move back to Grand Rapids, and I was going to go to art school up there. I was dating a girl from Detroit, so like I had already made my decision that okay, I tried it here. It was 9-10 months in. I tried moving back to Michigan, and I was at a show, or my dad and I were walking. We used to walk. We live in Victorian Village, and we used to walk like 3 or 4 days a week to Mac's Pub and get
yeah.
burgers.
Love Max.
Like
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Like so many times a week. And we were walking there, and I was telling him about how I was planning on moving back to Michigan. I was like, but I was feeling kind of torn because this new band that was called Symphony Apparel, that they were associated with Zayo, and he knew it was like one of my favorite bands ever. And I was like, and they asked me if I wanted to play bass, but I just want to go. I'm just wanted to go back to Michigan. And my dad literally said to me, he was like, I know this is probably not the right dad thing to say, but like, you would be stupid not to do that.
Very nice.
He goes, there's not many people who can say that they got asked to be in a band that ended up getting signed and selling a shit ton of records and like doing stuff for years. You know what I mean? And so yeah, my dad told me to drop out of college.
Very nice.
Love it.
And that's like one of the only times like he actually like really forcefully instructed me on something. He was like, you would be stupid if you don't do that.
Yeah, I got a lot of that band and dumb, quote unquote dumb shit. I got that out of the way. And then immediately after I dropped out of the band, I mean, maybe a half a month later, I got a sit down job. And it was my first job. I was 22. It was my
You never worked?
no. Well, I had hustles. That's where the whole Jeff Money thing came
Yeah.
from. I had hustles.
Yeah.
I made money. I just didn't have a job.
How did you make your money, Jeff?
There's various things and
Your
activities that I could do.
mobster brothers?
No, man. I used to have I had a landscaping business.
Oh,
Did I not tell you that?
no.
Okay, so when I was like 15 through the time I was like,
We're just now friends, man.
Landscaping
true.
business. I had the same landscaping business.
you know what I'm
That's how
saying?
I bought.
I used to fucking, deal in grass is what I'm saying.
No, I had the same landscaping business where you're just mowing lawns and like filling in beds with mulch and
That's
shit.
kind of what it was.
Yeah.
But it was in the mid 90s. And it ran for a few years. It was just called O&S Yard Care. And I had a friend named Ross. His last name started with an O, and mine started with an S. So we did O&S Yard Care.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and his dad.
Mid 90s? So you were like in high school?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and it was like, it mainly ran through the summer months, right?
I was also in high school.
And no bullshit, we each made about $1,000 a week.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. Do you understand what my baseball card collection looked like?
Dude, that's like 50 G's a year, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
In
crazy.
high school. That's
and
stupid.
you know what's crazy is and I blew every bit of the money
yeah, of course.
every week.
You're in high school.
I mean, I had all the latest everything. It's like, shit, my shell toes got a little dirty. I'm gonna buy a new pair of shell toes. Oh shit, these kickwares cost $110. I'm gonna buy a new pair of kickwares. That was just me. That was how I lived my fucking life. I built lowrider bikes, and then I had a strong.
Of course you did.
Throw that in
Of course
there.
you did.
Yeah,
You
and then
would
I had
be that guy.
I had a strong affinity for baseball and basketball cards, and I used to go to Collector's Corner, and I'd go to Collector's Corner, and I'm like, hey, these tops. It says it's $7 a pack. Yeah. How much is a box? And he'd be like, what? And I'm just like young. I'm like
Yeah.
16-year-old kid coming in like, how much is a box? Oh, a box is $170. I'm like, I'll take two.
And then I would go to quarters.
No, and then I would go to City
Did you
Center.
buy those like the ones where it's like the cards in like 3 inches of plexiglass?
It was 1 inch, and I only bought those for the cards.
1 inch asshole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I had those for all of my expensive cards. So if the card was worth 150 or more, I'd put it in a 1 inch. Otherwise, I'd put it in. They had smaller cases too.
It's actually called a 1 inch?
No, it was just 1 inch thick, and it had screws.
He's calling it a 1 inch.
Yeah,
now.
it was 1 inch thick. I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's called a plastic case. I'm pretty sure.
1 inch. It's a 1 inch.
That shit a 1 inch. You know what I'm saying? No, so I used to do that. I used to buy cards like a fucking maniac, like just a disgusting amount of cards, and I literally have none of them that I know of. I might have some at my mom's house. My mom's house is a fucking. It's like a what's that thing called? Like a time capsule.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you bury shit or whatever. And yeah, my mom's house is a time capsule. And every time I go there, I find some shit that throws me back to the past. I said I built lowrider bikes. A couple times ago when I went, I was in the office / spare room / I still have shit there from random apartments. When I would move, I'd just drop shit off there. I opened a box, lowrider bike frame. In that same thing, Lucky 7 sprocket, twisted crank, twisted pedals, twisted sissy bar. Dude, I have so much.
It's all.
I have no fucking
Well, it's all
clue what you're
branded
talking
after the
about.
band Twisted.
Twisted,
Yeah,
Twisted.
yeah, Twisted.
Hey, so were either of you guys juggalos?
No.
Because I was.
Of course you were.
Yeah, I know.
God
Oh
damn
my
it.
god.
I was
Not till on the ground, apparently.
No, I was. You know what? I've told this before, so I have no embarrassment of it.
Hey man, I worked at Hot Topic at Easton.
You see what I'm saying? We
So
all have awesome
I
stories
sold
like this.
shit.
I worked for Attack, so
I sold shit to all of the Johnstown juggalos.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
wait, like
well, that's
River
their
Valley
home.
Mall? Did you work at River Valley
No,
Mall?
Easton.
This was.
They all came to
I'm
Easton.
pretty sure this was pre-Easton.
Oh, sure.
This is pre even having Hot Topics. I used to go to fucking River Valley Mall for Gadzooks to get
Hell
my
yeah,
big
you
pants.
Get
What is River Valley Mall?
It's just a mall called River Valley Mall.
Where?
just south.
It's in River. I don't know. It's in fucking
the River Valley, dude.
No, it's in it's east of here. I don't know. Where's the place that has that
This is good.
weird fucking mountain thing? It's not really a mountain, but it's a mountain you can walk up it. It's like trail up it. God damn it.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna
East
look
of
at
here?
It's east of here.
Pataskala?
No, more
Newark?
east. It's I think
Zanesville?
it's Zanesville.
Zanesville.
I think that's where
Dang,
it's at.
man. That's
too
far.
many-
That's
too
like
many-
an hour and a
That's
half.
too much.
Nah, but I mean, if you wanted kickwares,
That's a Tri-River Valley. So it's probably River.
See,
yeah.
River Valley Mall. Anyway, that was also one of the last McDonald's to have pizza.
Oh my god.
I used to drive out there
This is the
just
worst.
Remember when McDonald's had
Just
hot
for-
dogs?
no.
Yes.
McDonald's had
Well,
hot dogs,
I
too.
don't remember it, but I know of it.
No, McDonald's had pizza, and the last one just closed, or not closed, but stopped selling pizza like a year ago.
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
What was your first job?
Mine? My first. Well, I mean, I did like the landscaping shit. That's how I like bought my dad said I couldn't have a TV in my room unless I paid for it. So I like went out and mowed lawns and shoveled driveways and stuff like that, and like bought a TV because of that. So I was doing that, but my first like I'm paying taxes, like I'm a legitimate person. Worked at Donato's Pizza in New Albany.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
fucking love Donato.
It was, dude. I mean, I was getting paid minimum wage at that time when I got hired was, I think, $5.25 or something like
You
that.
legit could have paid me in pizza and not to work there.
Yeah, dude. No, that's the thing. It's like I loved it. I mean, I needed to pay for gas because I was like 15. I was like learning, how to drive and shit.
Oh, I was gonna say,
But-
do you have a car at 15?
15 and a half. That's how I bought my first car because of the landscaping business. I bought my car because of the money I made off of
I
landscaping.
bought $7 packs of baseball cards. You bought a fucking car.
Well,
holy shit!
I bought half of a car. My parents were like, if you can pay for half, we'll pay for the other half.
See, that's the difference of growing up in the South End.
I was
growing up in
like, let's be
Westerville.
real. He's from Westerville. You're from the South Side.
Your people were paying more. I was cutting like double lot yards, and I was like, shit, should look about 15 to me. It was just hoping that they would tip me.
Fuck. No, yeah, we had a neighborhood newspaper that I advertised in my landscaping.
Oh,
So
we had one just outside called the German Village Gazette, but we didn't have any advertisements.
nah, well, my neighbor ran the thing, so I was just like,
Motherfucker.
yeah,
This is
I'll
white
babysit your
privilege.
kid. No, I babysat his kid. It was a trade.
You babysat his kid and he fucking put your shit in the newspaper?
Yes, it's called a hustle, Jeff. You should know about this.
I'm all familiar with hustles. I mean, you guys heard my crossbow story.
That's a motherfucking suburban hustle.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
that is.
You guys
I'm all
heard my
about it.
crossbow
I
story.
I'll babysit for you. I'll babysit for you.
I broke 3 toes because of that kid, so
Yeah.
fuck it. But no,
Wait,
I worked.
stop.
What?
You broke that kid's toes?
No, my toes.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure you weren't like,
God damn it! If you don't shut up, I'm gonna break another one.
you're
be
gonna
fair, to be
eat
fair-
this hot dog.
To be fair, that kid, his name was Spencer, because that makes sense. That kid deserved. Oh, that kid sucked. He might be cool now. I don't know. I haven't seen him in God knows how long.
Hey
but
Spencer, fuck you, man.
fuck you, Spencer.
Yeah.
Eat shit.
And your store sucks.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Last week I was complaining about not thinking about wearing shorts before I saw
You look
myself on
good.
camera, and this week I wore shorter shorts.
I was literally gonna. Once we were done, I was gonna be like, "Where'd you get your shorts? I kind of like your shorts."
I cut them. I made them.
Oh, well, fuck.
Custom.
I'll just give you some next time.
They're Levi's 511s or 510s that I cut off.
No, yeah, I worked at Donato's and it was fucking great. It was my favorite thing.
I worked at Gordon Food Service Marketplace.
Oh, GFS, dog. Let's
Stock
go.
shelves.
I love GFS.
I'm pretty sure GFS is who made the little taco pizza things at my school.
Nice.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
They're called
did.
Fiestadas.
Yeah,
Once bought a whole box off the internet. Years
they have
after being.
stores you can go into.
Nope. I'm pretty sure there were no stores when I bought this.
They literally are.
No, they are because it's restaurant supply. So
Keep in mind the age discrepancy here. Which, by the way, you're the same. You're the same age as my wife.
Yeah, that's your fault.
What do you mean it's my fault?
I don't know.
I'm a hustler.
What's a male cougar? Because that's fully you.
a Mooger.
No, not
that
a
feels,
cougar.
That feels gross.
Something
puma?
else. I'm the
A
Lion
puma?
King.
Oh, predator.
Oh
damn it.
shit!
God damn it.
I didn't even set that up. I thought that what happened.
Shit.
Were you there the night I met her?
Night?
That was awesome.
I think you were. I feel like you were
I
there.
don't fucking know. I
Jesus.
thought you guys met at work.
No, we did not. Everybody thinks we met at work because we work at the same place.
Yeah.
No, we met at what the fuck is that place called?
Spencer's Gifts.
I wish it were Spencer. I legit am drawing a blank right now. It's in the short north. It's a fucking bar. I could have swore you were there.
I'm sure I was. I don't know.
I'm like 90% certain you were there.
I'm in bars.
Short North Pint House.
Oh God.
That's
no.
it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't there. Fuck that place.
I also proposed to her there.
Ooh, somebody's got a.
No, that's just it's. Try going there on a weekend.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, this was early on in its like life.
Okay,
When they
then.
fucking open up that thing and all of a sudden it's like 3 times
Oh
as
yeah,
big.
it's,
Yeah.
it's chaos.
crazy,
The
man.
thing is, they have a decent beer selection, but it's like getting beer at a sporting event. It's like $9.
Yeah.
it's bullshit.
Then 40-year-old virgin, he goes, oh, when Paul Rudd's like, oh, I see it's $9 beer night.
Great.
So you met your wife what 2016?
No,
2017?
like 2010 or 9.
But you guys got engaged in 2017.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're killing the game as far as like having a timeline. It's like you got a 5-year plan. Like you got engaged in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
You got married in 2018.
Correct.
Baby in 2019.
Correct.
What's 2020?
Probably murder suicide.
Opioid addiction.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We both went dark, and I like it. No, we kind of needed to, pull that trigger a little bit quick because, there is a literal fertility cliff in women, and we want at least 2 kids, and we don't want to do them like back to back. So she's 30, and we needed a kid, and we want 2, so we got to do one now.
Needed a worker.
Yeah, we
Right.
yeah.
Right. I'm gonna start this landscaping business back up.
Exactly.
You know, when we got married pretty young. We were 23, and we were gonna wait at least a year. We knew we both wanted to have kids young.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to have a kid by the time I was 25. It was always kind of like my life goal, but I was actually going to put that aside because I did also want time to just be married.
Yeah.
And then like 6 months in, the OB tells us that Sierra's showing signs of, I can't remember what it's called, but I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, but it results in getting a hysterectomy.
Oh fuck.
And so the OB basically told us to strike while the iron's hot. 3 kids later,
Yeah,
fertile myrtle over here.
dude.
Fuck.
So when we were talking about having our, because I was a stepfather first, and we were talking about having a kid,
Yeah.
and we were like, oh, well, how about we just like, we won't try, but we'll, stop birth control and stuff like that, and just see.
Yeah.
Dude, it took one time.
Fuck.
One time post birth control. I feel, and she,
Well, you know she works because she
Here's
has a kid.
yeah.
It was all your dick.
And she used to give me shit because I am older. So she's like, I don't even know. Can you even have kids?
Oh my
Dude.
god!
I said, bitch, say something again. Watch me put another kid in you. If you look at me the wrong way, I'm clearly capable of putting a kid in you.
I literally, there's a podcast, a different, obviously I'm not going to plug a different one on here.
Plug the
Well,
podcast.
Science Versus.
Okay.
But they do a thing about the female fertility cliff to see if it's a real thing. And that's how I like am confirming that it's a real thing because they like actually looked into it. But like
What's the time frame?
mid-30s.
Okay.
Some women can have kids after it. It's not like
yeah,
a
you got
definitive
fucking. Didn't
thing.
Madonna have one at like 76?
Yeah, so you can't.
Jesus.
it
Yeah, what is
can-
she now? Like 113?
Yeah, I
She's
think
roughly.
so. Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure she's been dead for 7 years.
She was in the.
Sorry, Madonna.
She was in the last Mummy movie as like the mummy that got
She
resurrected.
just put out she just put out a single featuring Sway Lee.
Is that real? Yes. Fuck my life.
Dude, Sway Lee just stopped up at
Dave?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave. So he just came in the shop and took a fucking picture in front of Dave's mural.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's super
So
tight.
sick. I mean,
Soho
I guess.
Inc.
You know, well, oh, go ahead. You were still talking.
Fuck. Yeah, no, but for men, it's just like basically non-existent. I mean, I don't remember exactly what they went into with the.
You mean
men's
like
side
if
of things,
dudes are shooting the club up at like 61, they're still.
Yeah. If
So let me tell you. Let me tell you this. So I got a vasectomy.
Smart.
Ready, guys,
Smart, man.
for vasectomy story because it's good.
Yeah,
love
dude.
it.
My wife keeps bugging me to get one, so I'm actually interested in hearing
after
this.
kid 2, I'm.
So I had always grew. Growing up, I had always grew.
I always grew a boner until the damn vasectomy, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I had 3 beers before I came here.
So you're sorry. Well, see, it's the other way around. Last time
It was
you had
G&Ts first.
G&Ts first, but we're
I
celebrating.
did give like a couple hour window.
We are in need of a third gene.
I'm going to here in a
Okay.
minute.
I need
for
my
sure.
second.
And I did eat Chipotle, so that soaked everything up. Anyway, no, so growing up, I always wanted to have 4 to 6 kids. That was always my thing.
4 to 6?
Yeah, it was. I was the oldest of 4, and it was just what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a brood of simulas.
Yeah.
And my wife, I don't think, was totally sold on that idea. She wanted to have.
She's like, I gotta push these things out.
She wanted to have a lot of kids too.
She's like, the way my vagina is set up, it's not actually built for.
Well, it worked out.
It's built for quality over speed.
It worked out because we had to get a C-section. She had to get a C-section on the first one, which means you have to get them on the other ones too.
Oh, awesome.
Well,
yeah.
not awesome because she has to take 2 extra months to
I was
recover.
gonna say, yeah, like die for half a year.
But anyway, we decided when she was pregnant with Beatrice, our third one, we were having a girl. We had 2 boys before. We were having a girl, so check that box.
Yeah.
And there's a whole nother bottle.
Oh. I thought you said of gin. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No. We have hit the halfway mark on the
Yeah.
bottle of gin, though. Woo!
And you know what that means? Prize. No, I'm just
Actually, little tip for you dads out there. This is what I do because gin and tonics are really easy to drink, and it's a really easy way to get fucking hammered because they're so easy to drink.
Yeah. Don't be skimpy.
Every time, leave the lime in there so you have
yeah.
a count. That's how
How
I
many
always
drinks
do
you?
it.
Oh,
That's how I always do it. So anyway, so we were pregnant with we're pregnant with the last one, and I'm like, I got a 4-year-old, I got a 2-year-old, and my wife's pregnant, and I'm just like, this is good. We were both like, we are good.
Yeah, we're done.
So we booked my vasectomy, so I would be recovering in the same time period as she's recovering in the same time period as her C-section.
Yep.
Which was a stupid idea in hindsight. I talked to the guy about a vasectomy, the guy at Riverside Hospital.
Yeah.
And he's kind of got a Brooklyn or Bronx accent, okay? So he kind of talks like a dude, all right? And part of his job as a guy as a urologist who gives vasectomies is to talk you out of it.
Holy shit, that's a lot
So
of gin.
your first consultation, they like give you a bunch of paperwork that's like, why you don't want a vasectomy? Like, because like there's a lot of like pamphlets like, this will not make you happy. Because there's seriously people who use it as like an emotional crutch and stuff like that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until like the whole first consultation was, are you sure this is what you want to do? And he was telling me, it's an inpatient covered by my or outpatient covered by my insurance. So I was like in and out of the office in an hour and a half or whatever, and didn't have to pay for it. And he goes, I'll tell you this. He's like, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to talk in his voice the whole time. But just, he's like a Bronx kind of thing going on. And he goes, I'll tell you this much. He goes, when I say, do you want to be sure? He's like, because I see a lot of my guys, they do this when they're your age. Because at the time I don't know, 29, almost 30 or something like that. And a lot of guys at your age do this, and their insurance covers it. But I'll tell you what, if you want to get it reversed, like when you're on your second marriage, when you're in your 50s.
Oh my God.
And you got
Your
some,
second
and he
marriage.
goes, I got a lot of guys on the second marriage.
Oh my God.
When they marry someone who's 20, and he goes, then I don't reverse them. He goes, I'll send them up to my friend up in Cleveland, and he's a doctor who does it, and it'll cost you $20,000 to reverse it.
What's it cost to get one?
Well, he's
insurance.
covered by his insurance, yeah.
That's the thing. Insurance will cover it to get it done. Will not
go
cover
back.
reversing.
I mean, that makes sense.
So
I'm okay with that.
yeah. So anyway, so that's crazy in of itself.
Yeah.
That made me think of that. Like,
Yeah.
because guys can go forever, and and he's just like, you turn around, but you're going to pay for
step
it.
it off, but you can just
You're gonna
get it
pay
back
for
in.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go in to get this thing, and you get a Valium beforehand. He says,
cool.
he goes, I'm prescribing you one Valium. You literally get one pill in the bottle. And he goes, I want you to take it when you check in and sit down in the waiting room. Like that. He goes, all it's going to do is chill you out and make you not think about it. You're going to be numb around there. It's fine, but it's just going to get your nerves down. And I sit down, and he goes, I really like to put music on while I do this. It helps guys stay more calm. So he puts
What
on.
would you like to hear? Cannibal Corpse,
No,
please.
so he
Please,
puts on the brew. Okay, 105.7.
Oh, yeah.
That's playing like 80s and 90s, like 70s, 80s, and
Yeah.
90s dude rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
It's called The Brew.
you couldn't write this in a movie.
Oh no.
He's literally got the nuts open. Okay? He's cutting and burning and all the shit he's doing down there. Fucking Bad to the Bone is playing on the radio. It's like down. I'm smelling the burning skin. Down. You're snipping the vas deferens. Down. I mean, it's just like,
Holy shit.
dude, it's too good. It's too good.
Oh,
And then
perfect.
And then 2 hours later, after I got home, my 4-year-old came in. I was in bed, and my 4-year-old came and I took a knee to the nuts 2 hours after I got home from that.
Fuck my life.
The whole next week at work, I was walking like I was 95 years old with a bad back.
So did you take any time off work?
No, he goes, the way I do it is I only do vasectomies on Fridays, so you can go back to work on Monday.
What the fuck?
I love this
That's
guy.
like the worst Friday I could ever think of in
Dr.
my whole
Block
life.
at the Riverside Urology. Shout out to
Shout
Dr.
out.
Block.
Dr. Knock your block off. Oh, you did the air horn.
Yeah, I got
We
you.
do that. We do that sometimes.
Oh, you can just plug it in.
So-
and post.
No, I don't put anything in post. Like I said, I don't edit, and I don't plug anything in.
Highly recommend vasectomy.
I'm going to.
I
do
mean,
it
have the
eventually.
amount of kids that you want to have
Yeah,
first.
and then
Oh, I'm done.
But like, have the amount of kids you want to have first. But then, dude,
Sewed up.
I'm going on fucking 7 years of raw talking.
My guy from work, right? He
Sorry, Mom.
he had a vasectomy.
She listens.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
He had a vasectomy. This guy at work. Both of his kids are post vasectomy.
Did he just
Dude.
not take?
So this freaks me out a little bit because pastor of the church I used to go to,
Yeah.
he and his wife had 3 girls. He got a vasectomy. He got his tests back. He was sterile. All that. 4 years later, one got through the goalpost.
Yeah.
And she looked just like him. So it was definitely his child. Like
fourth
that
girl
freaks me
too?
out. It freaks me out, man. Because like I'm 7 years in, but like there's still we've taken a couple pregnancy tests over the years. Like,
Yeah.
where
Jeez.
she's like, I'm late, and I'm like, shit.
Maybe y'all should just double up. Can't they tie them tubes up?
The way he does it.
No,
Are we going too gross here?
The
Is this-
woman.
No, I'm
No,
talking
we're
about
talking about the woman.
Oh, you say both of them?
Yeah.
We're not talking about
She
your
should
balls
hit
anymore.
Yeah.
Get off your balls, dude.
Yeah. Stop. We don't just want to talk about your balls, Colin. But
Double it up.
yeah. So my wife, she had a C-section for the last kid because there were some issues at the end, and the baby had to come out early, or else there was risk of health issues to the baby. Coincidentally enough, what she had was called ICP. I was like, son of a bitch.
You know what my son had that was the cause for C-section?
Twisted.
Too big a fucking head.
Really?
It was halfway down the tube and wasn't going any farther.
Oh man.
She was in labor for 24 hours pushing for 4.
God damn it.
Yeah. So
Anyway, sorry.
no. So I was like, maybe you should just. I was trying to get out of getting a vasectomy, right? Because I don't like the idea of them cutting open my nuts. I just don't like.
Yeah.
That's like the worst thing I could think of, right?
It's not that hard. It's not that
Everybody
bad.
says that. Everybody that gets one says that, and I'm sure in like when I'm thinking
it's
back,
happening, yeah.
when I'm thinking back, I'm like, that wasn't so bad. And I know lots of people that's got them, but I cannot get out of my own anxiety about them cutting my nuts open. I just can't.
That's why they give you the Valium.
I know. I need more than one. Like if
you
you've
need like
ever
a week
taken,
before.
if you ever taken recreational Valium, come on, like you need more than one.
I haven't.
Not that I've done that, but
By the way, earlier you said, what's the weed age?
yeah. Damn, you went. I didn't think anybody heard that. And
The
you're going
weed?
back to
I
that?
didn't hear this.
Yeah, I said, what's the weed age when kids start smoking weed?
Oh.
So Sierra started smoking weed when she was 14. I didn't try it till I was 30. So I think it depends.
It.
I
was just
know
going-
kids that were smoking weed at like 11.
Holy shit!
I wasn't. I've never smoked weed
Good for you.
ever because I'm a good person.
Ooh.
I feel it. I'm into it, Nick Reed. You know how I know you're a good person? You wore the brightest green suit at your wedding.
I did.
What was the fucking rationale with that?
When we say bright green, do we mean like Kelly green or like lime green?
It was like Kelly.
Kelly green.
Yeah. It was
Whoa.
Like Kelly.
Yeah. It
like
was Kelly
green.
Well, it was like a dark Kelly.
It was such a Nick Reed thing to do. But
Yeah.
how did you come to the first of all, how did you get your wife on board with that suit color? Or was she just automatically on
She
board?
didn't give a shit. Yeah, she was like,
All right.
"That's cool, whatever." It's because I saw a picture of somebody in a green suit, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'll do that." I was like, "That's sick."
I'm going to save that to my Pinterest board.
Literally, it was kind of. I saw it like I don't even think we were engaged when I saw it, and I was just like, "I want a green suit," and then like. I went to a couple different like custom suit people, and they like couldn't get the right green, and I found this guy, Pantheon, who's a local guy.
Does he do like custom suits?
custom suits? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
super.
Has Tom Gutches used that guy?
Yeah, no, Tom's the guy that set me on him. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I went in there and I'm like, this is what I showed him the picture that I saw. I was like, this is what I want. And yeah, we just did a custom suit. I picked out like he measured me. He had swatches of like fabrics. We went through it, found the best one.
Was it and I didn't go to your wedding, and so I'm
Yeah.
just going off pictures here. Did it have like a velour to it? Was it fuzzy?
No, it was like fairly normal suit material.
Okay. Who's getting texts?
Who do you think it is?
It's Colin. Is your wife thanking you for something else?
Dude, I've listened to like one episode of this show, and that's what I heard.
That's what you heard?
What?
Was the thanks text from your wife.
Yeah. It was the opener of the last episode where your wife, you were getting text. We were like fucking 3 minutes in, and you're like, I should probably check this text. Oh, she was thanking me. I'm like, well, super important
Cool.
right now. No, and I don't want to act like it's not. I mean, honestly, if my phone wasn't up there, I would totally probably be getting texts and checking them.
Was a shared Apple note that was. She said this will be our running grocery list from now on.
I use Google.
Dude, that's what we use.
I use Google.
Oh, fine.
Because I have.
You don't have an Apple. You don't have.
You're
you
right.
Have Samsung.
I use something that no matter. My wife uses all Apple.
Yeah.
I use Samsung. So we used a cross-platform.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah. So we use Google, and we also have the Google Homes. Like, yikes. We have Google Homes all over the place.
Yeah.
So, and it does voice recognition. So we can walk by, and I'm not going to say it because it'll fucking make my phone engage right now. We say, hey, and then we say the G word.
Yeah.
And then we say, add such and such to my shopping list, and it goes on there. And then when I go to the store, I pull up my list, and everything that all three of us have added is on there.
Sick.
It's actually quite fucking sick. And, like, that's not a plug on anything. I'm sure Apple has something comparable. I'm sure
But
if
they want to sponsor this podcast,
dude, holler fucking at me. I am such a goddamn Android fanboy nowadays. I am so on it. I used to be such an Apple fanboy though.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But now you're just like, well, you're just a tech guy. You want this. You want to be able to like fuck with shit.
I want to be able to fuck with shit.
Yeah.
That is the best way you could possibly say it. One thing else that I wanted to bring up about you, Nick, is that your fucking baby announcement was absolutely flawless. And Collin, you don't know this, but his baby announcement was basically like an animated GIF of him dunking a basketball, like jumping from the foul line over a fetus. And he said, finally, I have someone to dunk on. And it was fucking awesome. He's pulling it up. You're going to pull it up right now for Collin, who's never seen it.
Oh, shit.
Your baby announcement was actually better than mine. Like, what I did for mine was I took the ultrasound. Well, no. I had two different announcements, right? Like, I had the one, like...
That's amazing.
I had one that I, like, did for my people at work.
Picture?
Was that...
Okay. Let me see it. Refresh me.
So there's that.
Yeah, that's
GIF.
the Duncan.
Yeah, and we'll put this up on the website so you guys can look.
Fuck yeah.
I don't run shit. And that's the.
Oh yeah.
Digital. I just had them put the and ones on my baby.
Yeah.
Because he balls a little,
but not a lot.
Just like not a lot.
He's got the and ones or like the shacks.
I want to do the Marburys.
I see what you did.
But the and ones were like the best. Why
did you choose basketball? Just because of the funny nature, or are you a huge basketball fan?
Oh no, I mean I like basketball. I mean I'm way more baseball, football, soccer.
Yeah, well, I know you're
I love
a big
every sport, but like basketball is probably out of like the big five. Basketball is 5.
Oh wow! So why'd you choose? Just funny?
It was funny. I could dunk on them. Literally, it was I thought of the joke before I cared about the sport that it was happening. Well, I'll show you my wife's. It was baseball themed. This is great for a podcast because no one can see shit.
This was coordinated photoshopping?
No, so it was like you with a catcher's mitt or something, right?
Yeah, so it's her. It's from like over her right shoulder.
Describe it, yeah.
Yeah, her, and so you can see a pregnant belly, in which she didn't have a belly at that point. Her legs are spread, which she was not comfortable with, and then me on the receiving end with a catcher's like chest cover and a catcher's mitt and my hat backwards, just with a disgusted face, ready to catch my child. And then we also created a baseball card with me holding a baby in the catcher's mitt.
Y'all got too much time on your hands.
Yeah, I just like thinking of this random shit. And we have friends that like can do that. Yeah, first kid, whatever. I don't know what we're gonna do if we have a second one.
Yeah, you're
right. But that's like I feel like I set the bar too high.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't. You got to think like 20 years down the road when they're both old enough to understand. Like, oh, look at what the fuck you did for the first kid.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have to do like a feature length movie for the second one. Yep. You know, like I have to do something bigger.
So we did 2 announcements. We pretty much use coffee and Starbucks cups for everything. So we use that for one, and then for the one at work, I didn't make cake pops, but like since I had a pretty good relationship with the Starbucks folks, I went down and said, "Yo, let me get some cake pops that like cost," and she gave me like a shit ton of them. And then we bought boxes, and I printed out the ultrasound, and I photoshopped a slice of pizza into the hand of the baby, and I was like, "That's my baby."
From now on, like every time I go anywhere, like Wendy's, I'm gonna be like, "Let me get a number 5 at cost."
Dude.
He's cultivated relationship.
Yo, let me get a burrito with queso at cost,
motherfucker.
I want the guac at cost. Yeah, no. Like you said, I cultivated these relationships.
Oh,
and
my God.
I didn't actually lead with that. I said, I said, look.
You got to butter them up a little bit.
Yeah, I said, look.
I'm trying to get some cake pops. I'm hoping you can give me at cost.
No, I did not even ask. I went down there fully prepared to pay full price. I said, hey.
Oh, I'm so sure.
I said, I need cake pops. I need a lot of them. I don't know how many you guys normally carry, but I need 30. And she looked at me and was like, 30? I said, yeah, I want to use them for an announcement. I know they're like 3 something a piece. Like however many you guys have, I'll start with that. And she was like, oh no, I actually think we have some cases of them in the back. She comes out and she's like, I'll just give them to you at cost. And I said, you're the fucking
perfect.
Yeah, you're perfect. You're my favorite person. Because honestly, them fucking cake pops, them bitches are expensive.
Yeah,
and you used to work in that store
worked
too.
at the Starbucks too, yeah.
Yeah, you worked at the Starbucks in my building too. It's crazy how many fucking dude. It's crazy how many people work in that.
Hey yo, let me get all of them at cost.
Motherfucker.
I wish I would have asked, but I did not ask. It was an offer.
Jesus.
So let's move on real quick. Because I do want to get this. I want to get this on the podcast.
I don't know why that's so funny.
It's a gin and tonics.
Funny.
It's a gin and
That
tonics.
is so funny, man.
So fast forward, you're still playing music.
Yeah.
You're in a band. It's called Good Enough. It's a rock band. What would you describe your genre as, other than rock? Because I already said that.
No, it's we try to tap into kind of like early 2000s post-hardcore, like doing like Fear Before, shit like that. Like, I mean, the guy that writes a lot of our riffs.
Does it sound anything like that?
I don't know what lead guitarist over there is doing. He's about to write "Jump" by Van Halen.
Go ahead and jump.
No, yeah, it's like our lead guitarist who writes like almost everything. He fucking loves Alexis on Fire. So a lot of that shit. Well, when we originally started, we had 3 vocalists because I was playing bass, and both guitarists were doing vocals at the same time.
Okay.
And we're gonna do like this weird. We had a few songs. Like the only songs we have recorded on Spotify are in the setup that we had before.
But you guys recorded at Capitol House, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dude, that place produces. That's the best sounding place in Columbus.
Yeah, he's insane. I've known Nick since I was 3 years old. The guy that runs Capitol House. We met because he lived in the same neighborhood that I lived in when we were both 3 and we were babysat by the same woman. What is the fuck?
Dude.
I didn't.
Okay.
I hope this can pick up any of
Oh,
that.
it absolutely does.
I think it's somebody fucking around with a new pedal or something.
Yeah, it could be. See, we
Is
should
it
put
like on that wall?
Probably not. It's probably a couple over. We should probably put a disclaimer, like when you come in the building, that's like, hey, there's a podcast being recorded. Any weird shit that you do in your fucking in your own practice spot's gonna be picked up on this. So don't play Stairway to Heaven.
Play what you want to, but know that we're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Speaking of metalcore and Van Halen, I have
Wow, what?
I have my
Sweet segue.
Currently have my rig in the living room because I was gonna clean the white Tolex on my 5150.
Yeah.
And my 7-year-old daughter was looking at it, and because I was telling her not to touch the knobs. I was like, don't. I've dialed it in. Leave it where it's at, please.
You take a picture of them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But I just told her, I was like, don't go up and fuck around.
I have a follow-up question to this story.
And then she's like, and then I was like, she was just looking at it. She goes, so I was explaining to her what an amp was and what a cab was and stuff like that. And I was like, can you guess what EVH stands for? My 7-year-old daughter barely skips a beat. She's like, every violent heart.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you just wrote your first metalcore record.
I'll let you get to your question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh no. This is better for the story. My question is more about his 5150 video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, this is relevant to the story. Do you remember when that fucking Black and Gray video came out and it was called My First Hardcore Song? It was a kid named Juliet.
Yes, the trampoline. She was on the trampoline and shit.
She says, "Open up the pit," and she starts jumping on the trampoline, and all her stuffed animals
It's like
are
in
going
Australia,
around.
dude. It's so sick.
It's super sick.
Have you heard Beezus?
I have.
Okay.
I have
Yeah,
not.
you got what? Like 2 tracks? One track?
We were talking about writing a new one.
Well, for the longest time, I was gonna redo nursery rhymes, but in hardcore, and have Hayden be the vocalist.
That'd be sick.
I know, and like he's at this point where he like desperately wants to be a YouTube star, and I'm like trying to facilitate a little bit. Like we got his channel right, but we haven't put any content up yet, and I'm trying to like let him do his thing. But I'm like, you need some things to like appeal to different things, and if you did this with me, we could
That'd
make
be
it.
sick.
We could make it something
That'd be sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
And-
My daughter and I have a we did one song like 2 or 3 years ago. Have a lo-fi black metal project called Beezus because her name is Beatrice, so it's Beezus is one of her nicknames. And we wrote it. One Saturday morning we were bored and went downstairs in the basement for a couple hours and recorded just the shittiest black metal song I could think of off the top of my head. And she wrote the words. At the time she was probably 4 or 5, and it was called Dirty Underpants, and it was literally about
Oh shit.
it was literally about there's a part in the song she's like, there's diarrhea in my underpants. I mean, it's hilarious. And she wrote some lyrics last week for another song.
Let's go. Let's get another piece.
And so we're talking about I asked her if she wanted to do one this weekend. She said no. So
my follow up to your story. Did you retulux your 5150 in white?
No,
did you buy it?
He's got a 3.
I've got a 5153.
Oh, they come in
the
white.
one.
Look, there's one right here.
Shit. Okay.
That's
that
the
one.
50. That's the 50 watt. I have the 100 watt. I have the one with 3 channels.
So the reason I asked is because one of my bosses now, who is one of the guys touring guitarists for Attack, he him and our sound guy used to retulux like everything. They would do orange cabs, 5150s. They would just like, it was a project when they were bored, and they did white ones. And I didn't know if he sold one. It would be really funny if he had sold that to you.
Oh no, mine's a white.
Yeah. Well, he retulux a 5150 in white, but it was like a whatever. It literally says 5150 on the front. Whatever. I don't know that shit.
Devin's got a bunch of orange cabs that are purple. Devin Shittiker.
Oh, really?
That's sick.
Yeah.
You see the fucking new guitar he got?
I mean,
Explorer?
he's been talking about it for probably about a year now.
Yeah.
And I remember texting with him a little bit about it. That shit is crazy. It's not an Explorer. It's an Ibanez.
It looks very much like an Explorer.
But that style, they don't make that style anymore. And the custom shop he requested, and they brought that template
sick.
out.
That's sick.
Wow.
And it
Dude,
has
must
his.
be really nice to be. I saw.
And it has
You're gonna
his-
say his signature on the headstock.
Well, it has a signature on the headstock, but it also has his signature pickups from whatever that little pickup company is. Guitarmery.
Yeah.
Guitarmery.
Yeah.
Guitarmery is a thing?
Yeah.
And he has signature humbuckers that are in it.
Fuck, that's
Yeah, I
cool.
saw
I
that.
can't. And he even said in his post, like, he even said, like, thanks for making my dreams come true.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember, like, playing with 1931 at, like,
Absolutely.
little shitty places.
1931B, 31B, 31G.
And it was just, like, it's just
Was that a
amazing.
bingo reference?
No, 31B, it was their fans. The guy fans were 31B, and the girl fans were 31G.
I didn't catch that at first, but
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I remember that. I have a funny story about Devin. I'll tell it real quick. It's super quick.
I've been listening to the Acacia Strain a lot this week.
So
It's a good
he,
band.
For some
when I
reason.
was
Good
in
band.
Dirty Dancing, the joke band.
Oh, I forgot
about that
Yeah.
band. That band was sick,
Holy
dude.
shit.
That
Holy
band was
shit.
sick.
Tell me that
Oh.
wasn't one of the first bands doing like hip hop and rap together, like in that genre. Though.
I mean, I don't know, but it was cool. Hip hop and rap together.
yeah, it was hip hop, rap, and metalcore.
Okay, there it is.
it was
I was
a
like,
little bit of everything.
I'm sure people did hip
Aerosmith
hop.
and Run DMC were, I think, the first.
Anthrax
Okay.
and Public Enemy.
But they weren't core. There was no core.
I get it.
Yeah,
I
we're
get
fucking
it.
with you.
I get it.
Anyway,
We're fucking
So
with
we
you.
drove to, I want to say like Cleveland for a show one time, and we had no bassist. You think that was going to stop us from playing a show? Fuck no. We were a
It's
joke
a bassist.
band.
No one cares.
Yeah, not just that. We were a fucking joke band. So Devin is riding to the show with us. Actually, this is a 2-part Devin story, right? The first part is he rides to the show with us, and we're like, you know what? I bet somebody will just like let you use their bass gear. Why don't you just play bass tonight? And he was like, okay.
Sure.
He goes,
Why
fuck
not?
it, I'll play. Okay. I played the whole show facing him. And like
So he
wherever,
could, like, see it,
wherever
yeah.
my hand went, he just went.
That's
So
awesome.
Devin from the goddamn Acacia Strain actually played, holy shit, now we got some drums.
They're next door.
I don't think so. They're probably 2 over. I know you think they're next door.
Dude, it sounds.
This place is paper thin.
Yeah.
This place is called the Plastic Waffle.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Keep
We have
going.
no sound
Doesn't matter.
proofing.
It's nicer than Dude Locker.
It is, very much.
It is,
So
for sure.
the second story, it actually happened.
We practice at Dude Locker. We practice in the end of the ocean space.
Oh.
Well, that's
Oh.
where we used to
Well,
practice.
sweet. Another
We moved
sweet
from
brag,
there to
just
here.
like-
What's that?
another sweet brag. Just I love that band. That's why
I
it's
share.
sweet brag.
That's like a sweet
Well,
brag.
he-
I share a drummer with him.
Yeah, his drummer is the same
Oh,
drummer.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Wes
awesome.
plays drums in
I
my
didn't know
band,
that.
Yeah. No, but we're driving
I just
there,
know Jason. That's the only.
and he's like the newest member.
I know, but I've known Jason for fucking ever.
He's been in a lot of good bands.
Yeah.
Speaking of 1931.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's how I met him.
Anyway, driving to Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Back
Devin
to you.
pulled his nuts out and stretched them bitches to the top of the car. He's got the largest nuts of any human.
Sack.
Dude, largest nuts out of
I
any
want to know
human
how high
ever.
the ass was off the seat.
It wasn't.
No, that's not.
Dude, I'm telling
physically
you,
possible.
he's got urban legend nuts. Like them,
I used to have a friend. You remember Before We Forget?
yeah.
The drummer of them, hugest dick. He'll hate if he ever hears this. He'll be so pissed. But there's he stretches nuts around a DVD case. Oh shit, a DVD case, and that's like. He never really showed his dick because he wasn't proud of it. But there was one time where he like hit it on a snare drum and everybody was like. Just whipped around like, what the fuck?
Dude.
All right, so I'm gonna regret saying this, but
we're all doing regrets.
singer of a band I previously was in, who was also previously in a big Christian band, Zayo. The singer, he happens to be like 5'2" or something. He's like a little guy.
Yeah.
Like his dick's like a fifth of his height. And I remember, man, we would be on tour back in the day, and we were there was this band from Fort Wayne, Indiana, called In the Face of War. It was like melodic. It was like melodic hardcore in the early 2000s, and we were really good friends with them. We played a lot of shows with them, and we did a couple weekend, 4 or 5 day stints with them. And I will never forget. We stopped at a Hot Topic, and somebody bought a shirt size XL. You know how they have those strips?
Yeah.
I just remember we were fucking with In the Face of War, and we're driving up next to him. And he whips his dick out and he puts that extra large sticker all along it, his fucking 13-inch fucking crazy donger. And he's like flopping it like this in the window on the freeway outside of Chicago with an XL, like all down the thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, man. Never forget that. It's burned in my brain.
I love that.
I was at a party, and the old singer for Dirty Dancing, also notorious for having an enormous dick, he pulls his...
Hold on, who was the singer?
I'm not even going to say his name.
I forget. I just forget.
His name was Steve.
Okay.
So he pulls his dick out, and I remember my friend Joel goes, okay, so, first of all, that's the biggest dick I've ever seen.
Pause.
Yeah. He's like, first of all, that's the biggest dick I've ever seen. Second of all, if you happen to die before me, I'm taking that.
The dick?
Yeah, the dick.
Taking it from
Yeah,
you.
he's like, I'm gonna require that I get left that dick and your will.
What's with guys and their dicks and the dick? Like
I don't know.
Like we had like our circle of friends. Like in the end of high school and the beginning of college, we all had. Like we jokingly like had nicknames for our dicks and the length. So it was like the nickname and then the length. I'm not gonna say it.
Wow.
Like sweaty spaghetti.
Like Ripper, and then
Okay.
like 7.3. Like that was like it was like like and like we were like
My shit, I'd call my shit apple pie because it's 3.14.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one person who was in our circle of friends I've never seen it, but legendarily had a big donger because of this thing.
Yeah.
Jordan, the guitar player of Still Remains.
Oh shit.
He was in my circle of friends in high
Yeah.
school. From Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Still Remains dudes are like my dudes.
I call mine Real Little Nick.
So you got Lil Nick and Real.
Yeah, I'm Little Nick, and this is Real Little Nick.
I call mine. At least it works. I got 3 kids.
Well, it doesn't work anymore. Hopefully.
No, that was like,
Because of the vasectomy.
like
it doesn't work.
It's not the biggest thing in the world, but at least it works.
Yeah. Get her done.
Get her done.
What's up? This is my dick. Get her done. No, I call mine the beef hammer.
It sounds like you're compensating.
Episode 10 have reached a new low.
Yeah,
Dicks.
yeah.
Just
dicks.
I'll drop the beef
Like
hammer.
literally talking about dicks for fucking
I
10
respect
minutes.
it.
Is this a
respect
good place to fucking segue to R.I.P. Bushwick Bill from the Ghetto Boys? Because I imagine like he was a little dude. He was like 3'8", but I imagine like somebody that thugger just had a huge dick too.
But didn't he die like 6 months ago?
No, this is like recent, like today or yesterday.
No.
Dude, I'm gonna Google this.
Because you posted that, but I was like, he died a few months ago.
No, Bushwick Bill like died
Bullshit.
today. I think.
Oh,
or,
I
like,
didn't know that.
Yesterday, maybe.
I didn't know that.
This
And
band's fucking sick next door.
no, dude, it's on TMZ fucking
Okay.
like 7 hours ago.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
You absolute dumb. No, I'm just kidding.
You are a dump truck.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you
I
said
know we met an hour ago. And
you said something earlier, and I want to touch on this. So you talked about talent shows, and
Yeah.
somebody did fucking crawling in the dark, and you said in fifth
Well,
grade.
crawling.
Oh wait, is it not called? Oh wait,
Crawling in my
crawling in the
skin.
dark is fucking
Crawling in my skin.
What's crawling in the dark?
booba stank.
Oh fucking
Dude, there's too many crawlings.
God.
You know what I did in fifth grade?
No, I have a better story, but tell your story.
Bullshit. Silk.
Guaranteed.
Freak me.
No.
The very fucking first lyric is "Freak me, baby." Just
You're
like
screaming.
that.
Okay.
I don't care that I'm screaming because I was screaming "Silk" in fifth grade.
Here's what you want to know what I did in that same fifth grade talent show that those guys sang. Just they stood on stage in their like UFO pants singing "Crawling." I, with two of my friends at the time who I don't speak to anymore, probably for this reason, we fifth grade, mind you, what is that, like 11, 12 years old? End of fifth grade, 12 years old. We dressed in drag and danced to Lady Marmalade.
Oh shit! But you did it for comedic value.
Of course, but
I was dead serious.
Well, think about how my dad, who's from Lancaster, Ohio, thought about his son.
Hold on. Lancaster?
If you ever get like really famous, someone's gonna dig that shit up and be like, look at this transphobic shit that he did in 1998 or whatever.
Transphobic? I was stunting my shit, dog.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
There's no video, hopefully. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I probably had great gams at like 4 foot nothing that
First
I was.
of all, you said Lancaster. That is exactly where River Valley Mall was.
Okay, that's the mall. I didn't know that's what it's called. Yeah.
First of all,
Also, Ohio Lancaster is pronounced Lancaster.
And the
Anywhere
other
else
one
is
is Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Which is
I-
bullshit.
I started calling it Lancaster just because I've lived here now for
Yeah.
a long time,
Yeah.
but like it drove me fucking crazy. I was like, no, that's Lancaster.
No, that's Pennsylvania or California. That's Lancaster.
let me refresh you on the chorus.
No,
to
of
Silk,
what?
Freak Me.
Jesus Christ.
The lyrics are, "Let me lick you up and down till you say stop. Let me play with your body, baby, make you real hot. Let me do all the things you want me to do, cause tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you."
You sang this at your
fifth grade. I was one of 4 people. We had the full fucking member lineup, and we started
Who's
in
that by? Who's that by?
Silk.
Silk. Yeah.
We started, we were in a huddle, and we all had our arms on each other's shoulders in a circle, and we were doing this like, because it starts and goes, "Freak me,
What
baby."
year was this?
Bro, I don't know. I was in 5th grade.
5th grade?
Do the math. I was born in 82. I graduated high school in 2000. Just subtract some shit. I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
I was in 5th grade in 95.
Okay. Are you saying
I was
94.
not. I was
94.
not. You know why? Because that's when the Korn record came out, and I was
Jeez.
well
94.
aware of the Korn record.
Jeez.
So yeah, that was my shit. So R.I.P. to Bushwick Bill. you like how I just brought that shit back?
And we're back.
Yeah. No, so let's see. You got married in 2018. So
Yeah.
you've actually been married less time than us.
We just literally our baby moon was also our 1 year anniversary.
Very nice.
Today is 1 week from our 1 year anniversary.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out and had an interaction like where another husband like gets one up on his wife or says something he thinks is funny and he looks at you and shoots you like the bro to bro husband?
Like, back me up, man. That shit's funny.
Not yet. Well, either that or he's just like,
I won.
like I got her.
Got him.
Like, did you see that? That was for the boys. You know what I mean? You been out and had one of those experiences?
I mean, I know I have. I don't have a good story with that. The thing is, like, I'm usually, like, in my relationship, I am shaming my wife every single day. Like, she's such a good person.
Well, you're going to be married a really long time.
Yeah, and it's every day. Like, she's such a good person and such a nice person that when we're out, I'm just like, I'm just an outlandish asshole. It's how I was raised. And, like, so we're out and I'm the one shooting those looks. Like, is it okay that I just said that? You know, like, this bullshit. But
I ruined my wife's 10-year high school reunion for her.
I love that.
Tell me.
It was out at some fucking bar in Hilliard.
Oh, that sucks already.
Some bar
Like,
at
it
Hilliard
already
where
sucks.
because she went to Darby. And, I got fucking hammered.
Good.
Hammered.
Good.
It was some billiards club. I I think somebody from her high school like.
Was it the billiards club?
No. We're in Hilliard. We're in Hilliard here. I think somebody from her high school like killed somebody there in a fight or something shit like that.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, it's
Holy shit.
It's on Hilliard Road by Roberts Road, and but yeah, we were at some bar and I got fucked up. I was so hammered, and I was being. There's certain hammered Collin that all of a sudden I get. When I'm hammered, I'm always boisterous. I'm loud.
Yeah.
And I tend to dominate conversations, but I was like, but I also sometimes like get like, oh, look at this fucking guy, you know. I was in that place.
Yeah.
And I anytime her high school reunion comes up, she's just like, yeah, Collin ruined that for me.
So did you go to her high school reunion?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I'm so fucking confused. I didn't think that people like went to other people's high school reunions.
No, you bring your spouse.
It was just a bar.
You bring your spouse to it.
Well, I think I've told this story before, but I did not graduate high school. I left. I left when I was 17.
I hustled for years.
We have thoroughly covered this.
So I left, and I don't go to any of the reunions because I don't really feel welcome.
Graduated.
Yeah, I don't fucking feel welcome.
You didn't graduate.
I'm 2 fucking years away from my 20-year
20-year reunion.
Okay.
high school reunion.
No,
Is it in Michigan?
It has not been planned yet.
Assume so.
I'll go to this one. I didn't go to my 10-year.
So we did a 5-year, which was fine, but our 10-year, I was literally at a tailgate for a Buckeye game, OSU Buckeye game, and with the class president from my senior year. She was there. I haven't seen her since we graduated. Oh, actually, since the 5-year reunion. And we were like, hey, Michelle, is there going to be a 10-year? She's like, I don't know. People are asking me about it, but we haven't like done anything. And we're like, me realizing how much I fucked up the 5-year because I just didn't give a shit. I was at I peaked at my 5-year reunion.
I can't believe they do 5 years.
Yeah,
they do 5-year. But so we were like, I was like, please give me the chance to get fucking blackout again. I walked into my 5-year. My buddy Rob, who I'm still friends with, good friend of mine, he held up a 20 and said, "We're filling the touch tunes with middle school prom hits," and we put that in. And then I put on a fake name tag because I looked so, like I said earlier, I looked so much different, and no one knew who I was. And I was just in there, I was drunk as shit and just like causing havoc. And we had actual teachers that taught us that were just at the bar for no reason. They didn't know it was happening.
They didn't know it was
happening. And we just went over and punished them. And so I'm like, please have a 10-year because I want to like see all the fuck ups that are like, I want to feel good about myself is what it was.
I feel like I went to a small Baptist high school, so like there was
Baptist high school.
Yeah, so there was 90 people in my graduating class, so it's a small group of people, and we were all decently good friends. And what time are we at right now?
We're at 1:30, like an hour 30.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, shit flies, doesn't it? It's so we always.
We should wrap it kind of soon because I got to help with bedtime.
All right, yeah. Let's talk about. We'll say like 10 minutes, 15, and I'll break down.
Sorry about that.
But I lost my train of thought.
Small Baptist high school, 90 people. Was that
playing
Metallica?
Fucking Enter Sandman next door.
But like on a clean
Come
channel.
on, man. That is some fucking weak Guitar Center shit. Come on. Pick a better Metallica song to play. Jesus. You've offended the metalhead. But I'm all mad now about it.
It's fine. Stay mad.
Fucking guy playing Enter Sandman like a fucking dick. Okay.
You can't even look. I'm gonna segue us to something else if you don't get with this 90. You're done, huh?
No,
you're laughing too much.
No, I do want to like go to my reunion because like I was the nerdy kid and I was like the freak, you know. And
now you're the creative director.
But so many people like that were like the hot shots. Now they're just like manage a bank. Or
100%.
or like sell insurance or sell real estate. So and that's all well and good.
Makes you feel a little good though.
That's all well and good, man, because you're doing your thing, you're telling your story, man. That's what you want to do, but it's the same time it's like, man, I fucking dropped out of college. I went on tour with a band and I'm a goddamn creative director. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I just want to rub it in someone's face.
Yeah.
So
to be fair, I will say one thing. You can segue into the next thing. I don't hate. I just like some people just work their job because they work their job. Like me, I'm not trying to be like defined by I don't tell people what I do. I'm not gonna tell it on this thing, but like
that's weird because I was actually gonna bring up something. I don't know if you still do this or not. So go on.
Yeah, but like because it's like I do it because I have fun doing it. Mm-hmm. It's not a passion project. It literally pays for the shit that I am passionate about. Yeah.
Let me say that I'm not shitting on anybody's career by any means.
Yeah.
Because you work for a fucking bank.
Yeah, you have a shitty career.
But it is more just the idea that I was like
stunt on your
I was like the
school.
poor I was the one poor kid in a rich school and I was looked down upon. I didn't have very good grades, but I'm probably one of the most successful people in my class.
I want you to stunt in your high school.
I couldn't,
what I want.
even if I had a reunion, I couldn't stunt because while I was in high school, while I was in high school, I didn't go to prom, but the people that did go to prom, they showed up in like red tuxedos with a top hat and a cane, and some of them legitimately got shout outs on No Limit Records.
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
Sure.
that's kind of how it went. There was one that was like, "Oh, my 22nd Street gangsters in Columbus, Ohio." Yeah, those were people I went to school with. Like those were seriously. There were some like high-end thugs up in our school that I'm sure somewhere at this point are living the good life as low-budget rappers. But no, you said something like, so I know you used to be associated with like a vape company too.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Is that still going on?
No, yeah. That's
still
my
going on?
That's my day job.
That's your day job? Mm-hmm. What the fuck, man?
He literally just said he didn't want to say it.
No, but no, I'm fine with it.
I didn't say the company.
I'm fine with talking about it. No, I don't care. It's Big
Are
Bottle
people
Co.
still fucking vaping?
Yeah.
Like, do people... I feel like it really went up. Like, it was like, you know, everywhere you turned, like, vape stores were like the new, like...
Yeah.
You know, as seen on TV stores, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were just everywhere. In every strip mall, there's hundreds. Yeah. And then I feel like it kind of, like, slow rolled. I don't want to say died off,
that's because the biggest thing is a lot of dumbasses decided, like, I could run a business. They opened it up. It's like, you could have if you knew how to run a business, but you don't know how to run a business, so you open up the store thing and it'd be easy, and it's hard to run an actual business.
Yeah, people want to capitalize on whatever's hot at the moment.
It's not the actual industry that you're in that's like collapsing. It's the dumbasses that are like, I'll do one. I'll like open one and I'll figure it out.
Because I know what you're talking about. How for a minute there it felt like there was a vape shop on every corner, and everyone was vaping, and I get that, and it evened out a bit, I would say. But I honestly think, you know, Juul made it mainstream.
Yes, 100%.
That's the thing. Sure. That's the thing is like it became less of a niche thing that was about flavors and big.
You still have all those people that have their like their mods and rigs.
We call those mouth fedoras.
A mouth fedora?
I don't call that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what the world calls. We call them because they're like it's kind of cringy. Like if you like, I know it. You know,
when I see people sucking on those things, I'm just like, you can usually tell. Is it somebody that bought one at a gas station, or is it somebody that has a big fucking thing? That cares. It has a big thing and like a tank and yada yada.
And that's the thing is like Sierra vapes, and she had a big box mod thing and all that, and now she uses a Juul. But
it's easy.
She stopped smoking. Like, stopped.
No, and that's what I think it does well.
Like cold turkey. Like has not smoked a cigarette in like 8 months.
Well, let me say this.
But at first she was embarrassed to take out the big thing because she knows the cultural stigma of it being a mouth fedora.
We get it, you vape. That became a meme too.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing for me is like I said, I don't really like telling people that's what I do because it feels like cringy. And for me, I smoked when I was 11. Because my brother and shit, like they like
my wife's been smoking since she was 12.
Exactly. So I like smoked for a week when I was 11. I was like, fuck it, I don't want to ever do that again. I did pipes and like black and milds every like once in a while.
You smoked a fucking pipe?
Yeah, when
I was fucking 12 years old.
No. We'll see here. That was when I was like 18. That was different.
Shit, that's the most hipster thing.
Yeah,
were you like listening to your vinyl records, smoking a pipe?
Just Decemberist. Just like me and just. That's what the sound of a pipe.
It actually sounded like the sound of you sucking dick, but go on.
It's about the same. But yeah, I've never smoked, so it's not like vape is like my passion or shit like that. You know what I mean? But my dad smoked since he was 16, 17 years old, and he smoked like a pack a day, and he's in his 60s, and literally vaping got him off cigarettes. And
That's awesome.
I would give him like Nicoderm patches and like different shit trying to like for Christmas or his birthday, being like I'd do the whole thing, like write my name on his cigarettes, you know, trying to like, and my dad would fucking chief through those. He's like, fuck you, kid. Like, who gives a shit?
Who the fuck is Ick?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Smoked it in all this.
And
Oh man.
and so like I always try to get my dad to quit smoking, and the one thing that got him off it was vaping. And like that, my dude can like, he can taste again, he can smell again, he like sleeps better, he feels better, he like does more because he's not smoking cigarettes anymore.
Yeah,
he just vapes.
I'm 100% back in the vape scene.
And that's the thing, it's like it's not like some health kick. It's not like you juicing or shit like that. But it's definitely a better alternative than like fucking smoking a pack of cigarettes or 2 packs a day, you know?
That organic avocado vape. It's that health vape.
One time when I was like 12, 13, something like that, I was down in Columbus. It was my dad's weekend because my dad lived here, and down here, and his girlfriend who lived with him at the time was like, got some free jazz going on now.
Yeah.
My dad's girlfriend who lived with him at the time was like, we got to get your dad to stop smoking cigarettes. So we thought, let's hide his pack of cigarettes.
Oh yeah. And then he rages out.
Dude, the next morning he was just like, I don't know who did it, but I was working. I was really stressed. If my dad like works like all night every night. That's just his deal.
That's a designer thing in general.
And he was like, I was working and I was like in the middle of it, and it was like 3 a.m, and I literally tore my fucking office apart looking for cigarettes. He goes, I get it. I get what you're trying to do, but not when I'm working.
I need my fucking like edge me off. Don't do it. Just.
So I want to get to 2 more topics before we do wrap up. We are at 1 hour and 40. One I want to touch on, just because it's a current thing, is the fucking straight pride parade. Did you see that?
Oh, God.
Fuck those bitches.
Yeah, actually eat shit.
Yeah, no, three dudes in Boston trying to petition for a straight pride parade.
Saying I want a straight pride parade is the same.
You said parade.
Parade.
He's
I'm
very
pissed about
passionate.
I'm pissed about this shit.
Hit it.
Saying I want a straight pride parade is saying like, why isn't there WET?
Yes.
Why isn't there white entertainment
yeah.
television? I don't know, because every other fucking channel is WET.
Right.
I don't know, because every other parade is straight pride parade. Shut the fuck up.
Are you
and quit
marginalized
crying,
at all?
you fucking snowflake.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I've been saying that we need to repurpose Snowflake, because there are people like that are the most offended people by fucking everything.
Man.
But it's always liberals that get that
Snowflake.
whole,
Yeah. Well, it was coined by the conservative, like the alt right. Not I don't want to lump, but the alt right. You know, far right people. Snowflakes for anybody that disagreed with them.
I'm not trying to be political here, but our president is literally like the biggest snowflake of all time. Fuck off any conservative who calls a lib a snowflake. Yeah. It's not about conservative or liberal. It's about being a little bitch.
Yeah. Yep. Just like grow thicker skin.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Get out of here with your fucking straight pride.
I know, dude.
Keep going. If you wanted to keep going, I know I just took that over, but that shit pisses me off.
I think you summed it up.
Get the fuck out of here, you fucking baby.
Yeah, no, you summed it up. And I felt that we all probably shared that sentiment. That's why I wanted to bring that up, since
just
that was
because you've never
topic.
felt a woman's touch doesn't mean that you need to be proud of how straight you are. Fuck off, you fucking bitch.
Dick.
Well, have you noticed that, like, the people that are most homophobic are probably harboring.
They always come out like, oh, they had this, gay lover forever, or this, like, they bought boys in Thailand or shit like that.
Yeah, that shit's fucking crazy. No, and one other
you got me really mad.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here fucking stewing. I'm like, God damn it, these fucking idiots.
I should have fired you up at the beginning of the podcast with that, huh?
No, you wouldn't want me sitting here pissed off for an hour and a half.
The whole time.
Come on.
No, so a segment that we always touch on is trivial things that bother us.
You're like, I want to bring up straight pride parade. Oh, like Collin just went off. And like, moving on.
Never mind.
No, I don't want to.
Dad's mad.
We have a time crunch now.
It's not that. It's just I feel like I put that down as a possible topic, but I felt like we all shared the same sentiment. There's not much to say about it. It's like totally fuck those dudes.
You were like, fuck you. He's like, eat shit, and I'm like, let me go on a 10-minute tirade about it.
I'm like, perfect. We got that out of the way.
Jesus.
You know how we feel. We are fucking progressive here.
Sorry.
No, the other thing is just trivial things that bother us. So I didn't prep you for this at all. So
No, you did not.
Remember when I got so mad a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Like this about people who honk at me at green lights?
And then I had nothing because I didn't even think about it as being a segment on that episode.
I thought about that a couple days later. Like, dude, you were too mad about that.
No, you were so mad it threw me off my game and I couldn't think of anything. I was like, and you just left me hanging. I'll give both of you a second to think about it. I actually do have a trivial thing that bothers me, and it ties in with the whole wife and married thing.
Oh God, that's
It's
treading on light.
No, dude. I always talk shit about my wife, but she always talks shit about me. So
Yeah,
we got that going for us.
Yeah.
I buy things like I'll say face wash.
Face wash. Hey, face wash.
I poured a Collin. I buy face wash, and it's like I'm smiling so big because I'm thinking about this. Or I'll buy like Head and Shoulders, right? And I wash my beard with it so I don't get beard drift. And I'll go to use it and I'm like, wow, that feels really light. Next time, it's fucking empty. Dude, my wife uses all of her illustrious products and then moves on to just using my shit. And I don't know if like you guys experience this or like you guys have any overlap in like products that y'all use. But first of all, I don't use fucking shampoo because I don't have hair.
Same.
Which I know you don't have hair either. When I met you, you had hair. And when you met me, I had hair. So we're going...
Yeah.
I had some hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing something with my hair. No, I don't use a lot of fucking shampoo. So like I can make a bottle of Head and Shoulders last for like, no joke, like 2 years.
Yeah,
A bottle will last like 2 years with the amount I use. Empty. Okay, cool, buy a new one. I don't know how much fucking Head and Shoulders she could possibly use, but it's way more than I've ever used in my whole life. And I get pissed off when I buy things that are for me and other people use them with no fucking regard.
We got.
Oh my God.
I told you.
Oh my God.
It was only once though. It was only once.
It was
You've
at the
moved on
end.
to hitting other people's
Almost
shit.
No, but
2
I
hours.
told them that I would hit it 3 times, and that was the first time.
Almost 2 hours. In
That happened to us last week. I have 9 and almost 11-year-old boys, and they smell terrible. Terrible.
Mine's starting to stink a lot too.
Dude,
I bought a deodorant.
their room smells like a fucking zoo. It's gross, and they won't let me open the windows. They're like, we don't want the windows open. Anyway,
air it out. Fuck.
we got some like men's body wash, that's got like that Axe kind of smell.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was Dial or something like that.
Yeah.
I got first. Let me just interject and say I have Axe body wash, and it's Little Yachty body wash.
Jesus Christ.
He fucking he made a line.
He's making
and I bought
fucking
that
money,
shit.
man.
It
Fuck
smells
it.
like barbershop.
Guy hasn't had another hit, so he's making money somehow.
Smells like
anyway,
barbershop.
Little boat.
excuse me. Anyway,
Little boaty.
Little boat.
we bought them some. We're like, okay, boys, we got you this new body wash. This is guys' body wash just for you guys. Beatrice, my youngest, took a bath, and later on that night, Ro, my oldest, comes down and he goes, Dad, did you use the body wash that you bought today? And I was like, no. And he goes, then Beatrice used all of it. And there was like a half inch left in the bottom. She used the entire bottle during her
Jesus.
shower.
Good Lord. She's
I don't know.
just spraying it down the
I don't know
drain
how or
something.
why, and I didn't ask, but like,
Damn it, Beatrice, you smell like the Arena District. Which, by the way, for those listeners who don't know, that's where all the douchebags hang out.
yeah,
And now the short north.
all the bro bars.
Yeah. So, Nick, do you have any trivial fucking things that bother you?
I have the most trivial things about. Everything pisses me off. Like I just like everybody's mannerisms. I'm just so like in tune with it that it just like drives me crazy. But the biggest one, I think, it's more mannerism stuff. But the biggest one is like, and I know, I feel like this is like most people get annoyed by it, but loud eaters.
Oh yeah.
Like people that eat loud or like chew loud or
like chip crunchers.
just anybody. Just
That-
like
first, for the record, that was you with ice in the microphone.
oh,
earlier tonight.
I know, but I was being a dick.
You always hate the things that you do the most.
Oh,
That's
well,
true.
that's the thing. It's like I grew up and I was a chomper, and my family attacked me about it. They're like, "Chew with your mouth closed. It's disgusting." Blah blah. And that made me so in tune with people.
Same thing in my house.
Yeah, like that chew with their mouth open. That
Yeah.
I'm just like Sarah will like, she'll chew with her mouth closed, but she like somehow it's still audible, and I'm like, you need to leave the room. I can't be in.
You
the
ever
same
notice
room
like
with
when
you.
you're like when someone's trying to eat chips quietly, they think if they eat it slower,
Yeah.
it'll make it quieter.
It's the
But
same loud-ass crunch.
instead it's the same loudness, just longer. It's like
Yeah, there's no polite way to eat chips.
No.
Like you can't open a bag of Grippos and even get your hand in that thing without it going.
Oh yeah.
And you're like,
Well, it's like, dude, Sun Chips are the worst.
all chips are the worst.
Sun Chips bags are like the loudest bags.
Are
in
they
the world.
made from like a slightly thicker foil that
Well,
just,
they're like super recycled bags, and they're just like.
they got other chips crunch already in the bag?
I think they like pack in a sound, like a speaker in there.
There's a
to,
sound
like,
bar on the
yeah.
bottom of Sun Chips.
It's obnoxious, dude.
What about you, Collin? Do you have any trivial
Yeah, I
things?
got one.
Hit me.
Waking up within 3 minutes of my alarm going off. Beforehand.
And immediately feeling like those 3 minutes were the defining 3 minutes
Oh,
that
yeah.
you needed to feel.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm any day that I wake up within 5 minutes of my alarm going off, my day has started badly.
Yeah.
It is an immediate. If I look at my alarm is set, my first alarm is set for 6:30. If I look and it's 6:28, oh my God, my day is fucked up.
That sucks. I sometimes just sleep through my first alarm completely.
geez.
Oh no. I mean, if you look at my alarms, I got 6.
No, I mean,
It's like 6:30, 6:45, 7, 7:15,
You saw the
7:30.
names of my alarms, right?
And I don't even get up until like 7:50.
I have 3 alarms. You know what the names of them are? The first one is Cut My Sleep. The second one is In Two Pieces.
Oh, yeah, you told me
This is my last alarm. Shout out to Papa Roach.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
If someone thinks in a loud way, I'll wake up. I'm that light
I'm
of
a
a sleeper.
very heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
I said this.
Oh, I'm a
100
heavy sleeper too.
I said this
Light
100
as
times
shit.
on the podcast, but I grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
You learn to just ignore the hood, which has a constant sound.
Well, no, I'm down with city sound. I live in Clintonville. There's always shit happening, but like in my room, anything's happening inside my room, I'm like, I'm up.
Even being in a touring band,
Yeah.
man.
I slept.
Well,
I taught myself how to sleep like this for 8
yeah.
hours.
Well, yeah. I put in. That's why I fell in love with post rock. I love post rock still to this day. But like, I would put in headphones every night. Put in headphones, listen to like, Sigur Rós or like Explosions in the Sky or different
Hello,
stuff like
Goodbye.
that. Hello, Goodbye.
Yeah.
Good post rock band.
Nile.
I mean, I like
Death
Nile.
metal.
Oh shit! Go on.
But yeah, that's
thought of a
how
question.
that's how I sleep with like people that are loud as shit. Because with Crimson Armada, there's a good friend of mine, still one of my OGs, that he needed a CPAP machine. My dude, he was the loudest snorer in the entire world, and I'm like, I need to tune this out. I can't do it. What?
I thought of something when he said Nile, and it reminded just of heavy music.
Yeah.
I sent him this earlier today, but I found this. I went down a fucking YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that shit
rabbit
was
hole,
hilarious.
right? YouTube rabbit hole, and we all go through them.
Mm-hmm.
But the one today led me to this band called the Ogre Packet Slammers, and it's a Shrek themed like grind band.
Good.
No, they're like a slam band, right? Because they have like slam parts.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking entire Shrek themed slam band called the Ogre Packet Slammers.
And they fucking covered
They
All-Star.
covered All Star by Smash Mouth.
Perfect.
I listened to it 3 times on the way here.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I was
I
like,
mean,
this
it's
is the
like-
fucking craziest shit. I'll let you hear it before we leave here. The last thing I want to do is I want to shout out. I know it's not May anymore. May was like Mental Health Awareness Month, and we've actually talked about mental health several times
Yeah.
on this podcast. We both have kids that.
Your boy over here deals with some shit.
yeah.
So do I. So does my wife. So does my kid. So does your kid. Like. More people than should do deal with it, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that it's getting the attention it deserves. It seems like every fucking month there's like 9 different things where it's national whatever that month is month.
Yeah.
But there's always like one per month that I identify with. May obviously was National like Mental Health Awareness Month. A lot of people talk about doing good things, and we try to be there for our friends, things like that. I think it's really cool that you're actually part of a nonprofit. So I thought
Yeah.
maybe you could give us a little background on the Brightside Foundation and what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, no, it's so we do this. We do the emo night in Columbus, and
Oh, that's you guys?
yeah.
Sad
it's called
Boys?
Sad Boys. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Shout out to fucking Sad Boys.
yeah, my buddies Chase and Varun started it, and then I joined in, pretty early on and started DJing it for ever until recently. And we were like, we made all this, not a ton of money, but we made money from the thing, but we never like took any for ourselves. We were just like keep putting it back into the event and stuff like that, and stockpiling it just in case we needed money for the event. And they were like, well, we make this money, we're not really using all of it. What can we do with it? And we were like, well, a lot of people deal with mental, especially in that like people that go to emo night shit, like deal with depression and, you know, anxiety and the mental health, you know, shit.
Which is common, like why they identified with that music in the first place.
Exactly, yeah. So we decided to start a nonprofit, and basically it's called the Brightside Foundation. And basically what we do is that we're a fundraising foundation for people that are actually like working on the ground, you know, counselors, organizations that are actually doing stuff, awesome. Hands-on stuff, because like we're not equipped to be, you know, hands-on, like, you know, counseling people or like whatever.
But you're making that stuff happen.
Do you have any foundations that you actually partner with? Do like the same foundations get the money each time, or do you guys choose a new one, or what?
So our first year, so this is the second year that we've been doing it. The first year that we did it, or maybe the third year, whatever, we gave to like Mental Health of America, the Ohio branch of it, and no, I'm blanking because I'm just horrible at my brain. We gave to 2 foundations that help with it. Right now we're trying to figure out where we want to give it to be the most, like we're trying to be fairly local with it.
Sure.
So we're not trying to
fairly
give it
local, little 21 Pilots reference. You used to do merch for them sometimes.
I did,
right?
yeah. They're good friends of mine. But no, like we're just trying to like. We feel more impactful in the small space that we can be. Where if we give to a national, it feels like a drop in a bucket rather than an actual bucket.
Yeah.
If we're giving local to it, we can actually help people. Like, we can feel more impactful if we're helping people that are, you know, in our community. So yeah, we just like doing that, trying to raise money that we can, and trying to like make sure that our money's not going to an organization that like spills it away.
Yeah.
Because there's many of them that like
that just use it on paying their employees, and very little goes towards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're just it's kind of hard to know. You can have a really accredited foundation or like you know, project, and like you think about the Susan B. Komen cancer thing, which to me, like, I mean, I'm affected by, everybody's affected by cancer, but
my father-in-law.
All I know is that what I know about that thing is that they're a scam.
They are.
And
they are a name, and I'm glad that they get so much attention, but I wish more of the money went towards actual research.
Exactly, and that's what I want. I want actual things to be done and not things to just be promoted. Like, you can just give all the awareness in the world, but if nothing's happening, what the fuck is that drummer doing?
Dude, that sounds like when I get, like when Mark quits playing and he goes to take a piss, and I go,
you get on the drums.
I go, hey, let me see them sticks for a minute. Like, that sounds like me.
That's them saying, wrap it up, guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah,
no, I think it's really cool.
We want stuff to actually be done and not just like talk about.
Yeah, dude, that's
where can they find you on the web?
Brightside.foundation is our website.
.foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get any
there's
dot,
a dot
dude.
everything nowadays. I actually think there's a dot podcast.
Probably. No, you can get whatever you want if you pay for it.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
No, with that, Nick, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. It was fun.
It was super fun. I'm glad we got to finally make this happen. We wanted to get you on in May. Schedules didn't work, but wanted to get you on in May. Got you on in June. Sounds good. I'm glad you're doing things.
I'll be back for the 20 for more gin tonics.
Honestly, I mean, fuck. I want to just like completely change some shit up. I'll tell you one thing I did change. I'm going to shout this out real quick. Do not buy that fucking Canon camera that I used for the last podcast. That was the worst. I was like, $250. It'll be fine. It's 1080p. I have studio lights. No, that was garbage. I'm gonna buy more cell phones and just film with cell phones.
So many cell phones.
Seriously,
so many.
You can get a Galaxy phone off of fucking Craigslist for like $180, and I can just get multiple angles with a fucking cell phone.
Like a damn bootlegger.
I used to hate cell phones, but now I hate camcorders.
I'm gonna name the episode. I used to hate cell phones, but now I hate camcorders. I can't name it that. I always name it the guest name. So
Jeff.
Fuck it. All right, Heckin' Cool
Money.
Dads.
Episode 10
Number
in the
10.
books. Gin and tonics.
We did it. Well, only limes in a cup because
Cheers,
there's no
boys.
gin and tonic in here anymore.
Peace out.
Love you.